Imagine yourself standing at the window, the world outside wrapped in a soft gray. As raindrops fall gently, they create a calming symphony, a tender rhythm that invites you to pause. Close your eyes, if you wish, and feel the air around you, the coolness on your skin, the faint scent of earth awakening as the rain kisses it. Take a deep breath, feeling your chest rise and fall, and allow yourself to be here in this moment. Okay. No need to rush, no need to worry. Just be. Feel the weight of your body grounding you, rooted like a tree, while your mind gently opens to the present in a modest kitchen where the sun, when present, casts a golden hue across worn wooden counters. A woman named Clara stands by the sink, preparing to wash the day's dinner dishes. Dirty plates, glasses, and utensils form a small mountain. Remnants of a shared meal with laughter echoing in her memory flavored with the warmth of connection. As she turns on the faucet, water begins to stream, clear and cold, pouring into the basin. The sound is melodic, each droplet a tiny song of its own, whispering invitations to notice. Clara takes a moment to watch the water swirl, gathering the remnants of the meal, the glimmers of sauce, bits of vegetables clinging on for dear life. The simplicity of this scene begins to unfurl, and she can feel the tension of her day loosen just a bit, with her hands now submerged in warm, soapy water. The bubbles rise and dance around her fingers, each one a tiny world reflecting the lighter universe of possibility within a single dish. She feels the glide of the sponge against the ceramic plate surface, a gentle scrubbing that wipes away not just the remnants of the meal, but also the worries tucked away in the corners of her busy mind. As her hands move through the cool water, she becomes aware of the sensations, the warmth enveloping her skin, slip and slide of bubbles receding as she rinses each dish. The air is fragrant with the citrus scent of the dish soap, mingling with the faint smell of the rosemary she had chopped earlier. She notices how, with each pass of the sponge, not only does the plate become cleaner, but with each stroke, her thoughts began to clear as well. The rhythm of the washing becomes meditative, soft ebb and flows. She works her way through the pile. Every clatter of a plate, the soft sound of glass against glass, becomes a reminder of the present. Each dish is unique, a small treasure with its own chipped edges and faded patterns, each telling a story of family meals and quiet moments shared. Clara finds her mind drifting, yet gently steers it back, noticing without judgment when it wanders off to to-do lists or concerns about tomorrow. With each exhale, she reminds herself, just this, just now. As the final plate emerges from the water, she holds it up, its surface gleaming in the kitchen's soft light, and for a brief moment, she simply admires it. Here, in this ordinary chore, she discovers beauty, a testament of nourishment and love, not just for her family, but for herself too. She places it on the drying rack, and the sound of water dripping is almost musical as farewell to the burdens of the past few hours. The kitchen now reflects her gentle heart. The remains from dinner cleaned away, space opening up for something new. Her hands dried themselves on a dish towel, the fabric soft against her fingers, a tactile reminder of the warmth that envelops her from within. She senses the air, cool on her cheeks from the open window, carries the smell of raindrops still tapping softly against the glass, cues embracing the solitude of the kitchen. In that moment, Clara turns and moves toward the window where the rain continues to fall. Outside, droplets create a symphony on rooftops and sidewalks, each one a tiny note in a larger composition, blending with the wind, weaving a tapestry of sound that seems to echo her internal state of peaceful rhythm. She allows herself to stand there for a while, just watching, letting the sounds wash over her like the warm water she had just used to cleanse the day's dishes. A world unfolds before her. Flowers dance in the rain, droplets glistening on their petals like diamonds. Leaves shimmer, brightening the gray day. A bird hops along the wet ground, searching for food, completely unbothered by the weather. How liberating, she thinks, to move through life with such joyful freedom and bound by the constraints of worry. It's a gentle reminder that she, too, can choose to be present, to savor each moment, whether in the act of washing dishes or in witnessing the world outside her window. With a sigh, she steps back from the window, her heart buoyed by the stillness within her. She feels the warmth of awareness spreading through her, a gentle glow etched into the fabric of her being. Empty now, the sink glistens, but it's not just the clean plates. There is an inner clarity that she nurtures, growing with care. She reflects is the beauty of the everyday, a gift wrapped in soft moments, if only we take the time to unwrap them as she moves back into her spacious kitchen. Freed of the remnants of the day, Clara chuckles softly to herself. Tomorrow, without doubt, there will be more dishes, more moments to gather her scattered thoughts. But for now, she savors the calm, knowing she holds the power to return to this stillness whenever she chooses. A beacon guiding her through life's flow. In the quiet sanctuary of her kitchen, Clara has touched a gentle truth. Life unfolds in the soft moments, the dishes we wash, the rain that falls, the simple act of being present. And in that presence lies the serene acceptance of all that is, a reminder that even the busy, chaotic rhythm of life can slow down to the soft beat of a heart at peace. As you step back into your world, carry this calm within you. Let it guide you gently like the rain, assuring you that stillness is always just a breath away. Close your eyes for a moment, if you feel comfortable, and take a deep breath in, allowing the air to fill your lungs fully before releasing it slowly, like a gentle wave retracting from the shore. Inhale again. Feel the coolness of the air on your skin. Notice the way your body settles, like an anchor in still waters. This is your moment, a precious oasis amid the rush of time. As you become aware of your surroundings, the soft sounds of life become clearer. The chirping of a bird, the rustling of leaves, or perhaps the distant hum of nearby traffic. Allow these sounds to wash over you, inviting you to this place of presence where the story of the day begins to unfold. Imagine a warm afternoon. Sunlight filtering through the kitchen window, casting a golden glow on the worn ceramic sink. Dishes, remnants of a shared meal, sit patiently waiting. Each plate, each cup, tells a story, a reminder of laughter around the table. The aroma of spices, the clinking of forks and laughter intertwined. You approach the sink, feeling the smooth coolness of the countertop beneath your fingertips, connecting with the moment fully. As you turn on the tap, the sound of water flows forth, clear and bright, and a sense of calm envelops you. The water cascades into the basin, sparkling in the light, and you watch as it gathers, bubbling and swirling, each droplet a fleeting reflection of the moment. You take a sponge, its texture familiar and warm in your hand. With the first stroke against a plate, feel how the surface is rough and greasy, evidence of the meal shared. In this act of washing, allow yourself to truly sense the gentle pressure of your fingers moving the sponge in circles, the warmth of the water wrapping around your hands, and the fragrant soap that brings a lightness to each dish. Dish, in, out, in, out. Okay. The rhythm of your breath synchronizes with the sound of water, and for a moment, all thoughts drift like leaves on a river. Your mind may wander, playing over memories from the past or worries about tomorrow. But gently guide your attention back to the bubbles forming around the plate, tiny spheres of joy that float away as they burst, leaving the surface clean. As the sponge glides across the dish, feel the coolness of water splashing gently onto your wrists. The sensation, like a tiny reminder of life's simplicity. Notice the way you can be fully here, in this moment, tending to each piece as an individual being, worthy of love and care. The taller glasses come next. Their curves, like the soft curves of hills in a landscape, reflecting glimmers of light. With every twist and turn, you lift one gently, feeling its weight, its fragility, knowing that just like this glass, you two are both strong and delicate. As you wash, you might recall the myriad of voices that echoed against this very glass, the shared stories, the toasts made in celebration with each item you wash. Allow yourself to embrace the stillness that envelopes you. Between moments, breathe deeply again, appreciating the freshness of the air that you draw in, and feel gratitude for the life that surrounds you, even in the ordinary acts that weave the fabric of your day. As you reach the final item, the kitchen seems to resonate with an unspoken song, a symphony of presence. Each sound carries a history. The drip of water, the swish of the sponge, the hum of life outside, all know parts of this tangible moment. You begin to sense how every action echoes throughout the universe, rippling out into time, gentle and profound. After the dishes are done, you dry your hands slowly on a towel, feeling the fabric's warmth, a gentle reminder of the mundane yet beautiful dance of daily life. You glance over at the now sparkling sink, each dish a reflection of care, each surface a representation of your presence. The world rushes by outside, but here, in this quiet kitchen, you are anchored, a steadfast moment where time feels suspended. With all that you have accomplished within this small realm, you recognize the enormity of simple actions. They are not small at all. They are the way you navigate the world with intention. As you step back from the sink, take one last breath, inhaling deeply to fill your being with gratitude for this moment. The act of washing dishes was more than just a chore. It was an invitation to be present, to embrace the ebb and flow of life, to acknowledge the beauty in the ordinary. As you open your eyes and return to the bustling world, carry this reminder with you that each moment, no matter how small, is a chance to connect with yourself, with others, and with the profound mystery of existence. In the rhythm of life, you have found stillness, like a stone cast upon water, creating ripples that resonate far beyond the kitchen. In this moment, let your breath become a gentle anchor, a soft wave lapping against the shore of your mind. Feel your body settle into the space around you as the stillness begins to wrap itself around you like a warm embrace. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the subtle invitation of the air as it moves in and out, each breath a tiny miracle, each exhale a release. With this awareness, allow yourself to drift into the gentle unfolding of an ordinary morning. As dawn unfurls its delicate fingers, the world begins to awaken. Light leaks into the room, a soft ambrosia that stretches across the walls, painting them with whispers of gold. The air is crisp, holding the promise of a new day, and you can hear the faint chirping of birds outside your window. A gentle orchestra tuning its instruments for the symphony of life that lies ahead. You rise, rubbing the sleep from your eyes, and shuffle toward the kitchen, where the kettle sits quietly on the stove, waiting patiently. The cool tiles beneath your bare feet bring a sharp contrast to the warmth of the morning sun that kisses your skin. Each step is deliberate, a connection to the earth beneath you, grounding assurance in a world that seems to rush ahead. As you fill the kettle with water, the familiar motion feels almost ceremonial. The sound of the water gurgling, the light tinkling of droplets hitting ceramic is soothing, a rhythmic mantra that draws you deeper into the moment. You reach for the tea leaves, the earthy scent of their essence filling the air. Open the tin and let the kaleidoscope of colors and textures greet your senses. The glossy leaves, the dusty powder, each element a piece of nature's artistry. With intention, you pour the water into the waiting cup, watching the leaves dance and swirl, releasing their dark energy into the clear, steaming water, blending and steeping, a slow alchemy unfolding before your eyes. Listen closely to the sound of the boiling water meeting the coolness of the leaves. It's a gentle sigh, a meeting of two worlds, warm and cold, melding together, perfectly imperfect. As the tea brews, you find yourself drawn to the window. The light paints shadows across the walls, shifting and fluttering like the wings of 1,000 tiny birds. Outside, the garden breathes slowly. Dew still clings to the grass, shimmering like little diamonds in the light. You take a moment to simply be, to witness the beauty of everything unfolding, unhurried. A reminder that this is all part of the dance of life. The fragrance of the tea fills the room, comforting aroma that wraps around you like a soft blanket. You return to the table, pulling out a chair, the wood cooled beneath your touch. As you sit, you can feel the weight of your body pressing gently into the seat. A subtle reminder of gravity's embrace, of how you're anchored to this very moment. You take a sip of the tea, letting the warmth seep into your bones. The flavor is rich and complex, each note a tale of the earth, the sun, the rain. It unfurls on your tongues, lightly bitter, a hint of sweet, a paradox that mirrors the very nature of existence. Close your eyes and feel it linger. Gift of nature held within your cup. Your thoughts may flit around like moths drawn to a flame. Acknowledge them, if only for a heartbeat, then let them drift away. There's no need for judgment, no need to grasp it tightly. Just as clouds pass in the sky, let your thoughts come and go as you return to the sensation of warmth, of flavor, of presence. With each swig, imagine your heart opening like a flower, petals unfurling under the morning sun. Feel gratitude flow through you, creeping in like the sunlight through the trees, of quiet recognition for this moment of solitude, of rest, of simplicity. In this gentle ritual, you find solace. As the tea dwindles, you notice the leaves settling at the bottom of the cup, a delicate reminder of what has been. You take a moment, reflecting on the journey of each leaf, from the earth to your cup, a connection that speaks to the web of life we are all woven into, the cycle of life and death, the richness of experience, the deep roots of connection. This is the essence of being. In the distance, you hear a kettle whistle. A sharp note pierces the calm. It echoes against the walls, reminding you that there are tasks yet to complete, responsibilities waiting beyond the tranquil confines of your morning sanctuary. But for now, this moment belongs to you. Each breath, each taste, each flicker of light, an invitation to dwell in presence. With a final sip, you place the cup down gently, the coolness of the table grounding your thoughts. You rise slowly, aware of how your body moves, each intention weaving into the fabric of your day. The world outside calls. As you step toward the door, take one last glance at the garden just beyond the window. The flowers sway slightly in the breeze, a soft dance of vibrant colors, their beauty a reminder that each moment is a fleeting treasure. As you step outside, the world expands around you. The air is filled with the rich scent of earth. The chirping birds are a choir, their songs interwoven with the rustling of leaves. You walk forward, allowing the sensations of your surroundings to wash over you, the warmth of the sun, the crispness of the morning air, the sensation of your feet on the path. With each step, each breath, embrace the present moment as it unfolds. Let go of the urge to rush, to judge, to categorize. As the day begins, you find yourself dancing within its rhythm, attuned to the ebb and flow of life, aware of the myriad of experiences waiting to greet you in the quiet creases of morning, where presence weaves the tapestry of day. Remember that life is not just in the grand moments, but in the delicate threads of the ordinary, in the softness of tea leaves steeping in the gentle rustle of the flower petals. There lies a profound wisdom. Each moment invites you in to simply breathe, to be, and to trust in the unfolding. May you carry this fragrant awareness with you, allowing it to nurture you throughout your day, like sunlight coaxing a flower to bloom. Imagine, for a moment, the soft embrace of the air around you, the gentle beat of your heart in rhythm with the world. Close your eyes and take a long, slow breath in, feeling the coolness as it fills your lungs. Now, let it out. With each exhale, let the day's concerns float away like leaves on a stream. In this space, you are welcome. In this moment, you are free to simply be the essence of who you are. Allow yourself to settle into this gentle awareness as we embark on a story guided by the present. It was early morning, and sunlight filtered through the kitchen window, painting soft golden patterns on the tiled floor. The world outside stirred. Slowly, but within this little home, time felt like a secret, lingering longer than usual. As if wrapped in a cozy quilt of stillness, in the kitchen stood Maya, preparing for the day with the quietness of someone fondly nurturing a garden. Today, she had chosen to wash the dishes, an everyday task that frequently slipped into the background of her busy life. The sink was filled, water bubbling gently over the pots and pans like a playful brook. Each dish was a vessel of her thoughts, the residue of meals recently shared. Each plate, a canvas, holding crumbs of stories and laughter. Maya reached for the first plate. Its cool surface met her warm fingers, and she held it there for a moment, gazing at its familiar curves. She remembered the dinner it held just last night, a small gathering of friends, animated conversations woven with kindness. She felt the warmth of joy blossom in her chest, a lovely echo of connection. With a gentle scrape, the sponge glided over the ceramic, making a soft whisper against its surface. The sound was like a lullaby, reminding her of the simple beauty in motion. As her hand danced through the water, she allowed herself to notice the sensations, the warmth of the dishwater enveloping her hands, the way the sponge soaked up the suds, the rhythmic sound of water swirling down the drain as she rinsed the plate. She let the cool water cascade over her fingers, feeling every droplet as a tiny moment of existence. They splashed lightly onto her wrist, grounding her in the reality of now. Each drop was a reminder she was here. Her thoughts drifted towards yesterday's worries, the countless tasks awaiting her, but they drifted away like clouds passing over the sun, momentary, ephemeral, and not hers to hold. Next, a stubborn casserole dish awaited her attention. Examining it closely, Maya noticed the remnants of the meal still stuck to its sides, a metaphor, perhaps, for the way she sometimes clung to her own past experiences. Bracing herself, she filled the sponge and began working away at the dish with patience. Each scrub took her deeper into the act, each circle a small meditation on letting go. The scent of dish soap mixed with the warmth of clean water enveloped her in familiarity and comfort, like an old song that rang in her memory. With each movement, there was an invitation to release not just the food particles, but her own feelings of inadequacy that sometimes surfaced unbidden. She breathed into the rhythm as the chores became less about task and more about presence. Maya moved with awareness, serving the dance of her own hands, which seemed to know the way, a harmony between action and stillness. The dishes began to pile neatly, glistening in the light, a small haven of accomplishment born from the humdrum. A feeling of gratitude welled up within her, and she paused for a moment, taking in the scene, the artistry of the ordinary. She turned off the faucet, the final splash echoing softly in the quiet kitchen, a delicate note of completion. Standing there, surrounded by the serenity of the moment, she considered the lives that these dishes had served. They had witnessed laughter, comfort, the intangible joy present in shared meals, a simple act that connected souls across the table. As Maya dried her hands on the dish towel, fabric soft and worn, she heard the world outside beginning to stir. The distant sound of birds chirping filled the air, a symphony of awakening. She opened the window to let the freshness in, the cool breeze gently tousling her hair. The scent of blooming flowers wafted in, mingling with the remnants of soap. It was in this breathing space, amid the warmth of the sun and the coolness of the breeze, that she found clarity. Life's hurried pace faded in the presence of her mindfulness, and with that gentle awareness, she realized that each moment contained within it a pearl of possibility, each mundane task a treasure waiting to be discovered. The dishes were done, but the practice of being present continued. An invitation to engage with the world around her, Maya stepped back and admired the clean kitchen. The dishes, gleaming symbols of her commitment to presence. She filled her heart with warmth, not just for the clean dishes, but for the clarity of mind that washing them had brought. It was a clarity born of awareness, a connection to the present that held her gently in the now. With the sun now higher in the sky, she made her way to the window. The world glittered with promise, and she felt grounded, nestled in a tapestry woven with threads of mindfulness. Each step she took beyond the kitchen was infused with this newfound recognition that life, beautiful and chaotic, is always unfolding, inviting her not to rush, but to immerse, not to judge, but to embrace. In the gentle unfolding of this ordinary moment, Maya found a wellspring of peace within herself. She understood that mindfulness is not only the act of washing dishes, but an exploration of presence found in life's simplicity. Every day holds the potential for connection, to truly awaken, to nourish both self and soul. As you carry this moment with you, remember that in the essence of each experience lies an opportunity to dive deeply into your own being. Just as the ripple of a quiet moment spreads through the still waters, may you carry this stillness with you wherever you may go. In the quiet of the evening, as the world begins to lay down its burdens, find a comfortable place to settle. Allow your breath to become your guide, gentle, rhythmic, and profound in its simplicity. Inhale deeply, feeling the cool air fill your lungs, and exhale softly, releasing the weight of the day. Here, beside the ebb and flow of your breath, there exists a sanctuary, a moment suspended in time where you can simply be. Let each thought drift like clouds across a vast blue sky, allowing sensations, sounds, and stillness to weave together. In this tapestry of now, imagine, if you will, the soft patter of rain on a window pane, a gentle invitation to pause and savor the quietude surrounding you. As the droplets create tiny rivers that wind down the glass, picture yourself drawn to the kitchen, where the warm light spills across the countertop, illuminating the familiar chaos of a lived-in space. Here, the day's remnants linger, a collection of dishes scattered from meals crafted and shared. Each plate and mug tells a story, a moment of laughter, a sigh of comfort, a celebration of unity. With a delicate breath, you approach this humble array, allowing your feet to ground themselves against the cool tiles. The air is fragrant, with the mingling scents of soap and lingering spices, a reminder of nourishment and care, both given and received. You fill the basin with warm water, watching as the steam rises, quilling and twisting like tendrils of thought as you immerse your hands into the soapy warmth. Feel the sensation envelop you. Notice how the heat seeps into your skin, creating a space of warmth, a retreat from the coolness of the evening air. The dishes emerge from their day, waiting patiently. And you pick up the first plate, a simple white canvas, now marked with remnants of a beloved meal. As you hold the plate, take a moment to observe its texture, smooth, cool, its surface slightly curved under your fingers. The sponge glides across, caressing and soothing the surface. With each sweep, you feel the hard remnants dissolve and loosen, and in this moment, there is no rush. Each rise and fall of your breath mirrors the motion as you wash away the day, one plate at a time. Listen to the sound of the water splashing gently, the rhythm soft and consistent. Perhaps it reminds you of a distant ocean, waves rolling into the shore, caressing the earth. In this kitchen, you find your own shoreline, the steady cadence of your actions, bringing you back to this moment, the here and now, where all else fades into the background. You move to the next dish, a colorful bowl cradling memories of laughter and warmth. As you scrub, the colors dance in the light, a mosaic of experience unfolding before your eyes. Each bubble that forms upon the surface carries with it the laughter shared, the moments cherished. What stories lie within these curves? What whispers? Laced between bites of food and sips of drink, with your hands submerged, feel the texture of the sponge, its gentle resilience against your palms. You notice how it yields to your movements, and in this give and take, how you, too, yield to the experience, surrendering to the act of washing. Each dish becomes a meditation. It's a marker of gratitude for the nourishment provided and the connections forged in the quiet solitude. Thoughts may rise like ships upon the horizon, beckoning for your attention. Some carry the weight of worries, while others unfurl memories of past joys. Gently, you watch them pass by, acknowledging their presence without attachment, allowing them to drift back into the sea of your mindful awareness. You dip a cup into the soothing embrace of the soapy water, the familiar handle fitting snugly into your grasp. As you wash it, you find your mind easing, clarity emerging like light breaking through the clouds. In this simple act, your thoughts begin to settle. It's the noise of the outside world growing distant. You hear the subtle symphony of life continuing. Beyond your kitchen, the patter of rain intensifying, the distant rumble of thunder a reminder of nature's power. Yet here, in your sanctuary, all is calm. Each moment feels expansive, ripe with possibility. The movement of your hands, the warmth of the water, and the rising steam create a tapestry of presence. Continuing your rhythmic movements, stack the cleansed dishes upon a rack, one by one, letting them dry in the quiet air. Each piece finds a place of belonging, a moment of completion in the dance of your evening. Take a breath, savoring the peace that envelops you, the stillness washing over like a gentle tide. As you finish, turn your gaze towards the window. The raindrops are now a symphony, filling the space with a soothing melody that invites reflection. In this moment of stillness, recognize how the rhythms of life unfold continuously, how they shape and mold our experiences. It is this very presence that carries you through both in the depths and the shallow moments of the day, with the last of the dishes taken care of. You dry your hands on a towel, the fabric soft and comforting against your skin. In this act of completion, you find renewal, a gentle release. The day has offered its gifts, and you have received them fully and wholeheartedly. Take a moment to stand still, feeling the gravity of the ground beneath your feet, the texture of the air that cradles you. Listen to the sustained whisper of the rain, like a lullaby for your spirit, a reminder of the ever-flowing ease of existence. As you step away from the kitchen, carry this moment with earring space of grounding, of peace, a reminder that amidst the waves of life, there exists a stillness that you can always return to. Here, in the heart of your experience, you find clarity and calm, an anchor in the vast ocean of being. When you choose to engage with the ordinary, to wash away the mundane, you open the door to the extraordinary. Right here in the present moment, embrace this knowing and let it settle softly within. For within you lies the sanctuary of stillness, ready to be encountered again and again. In this moment, as you sit and breathe, take a gentle pause to feel the stillness around you. As the world hums softly, a background melody in the dance of life, where what matters most is here, in the now. This breath you take can be an anchor, drawing you deeper into the present, opening your senses to the subtle symphony that surrounds you. Allow the thoughts that flutter in your mind to drift like leaves on a stream, gently releasing the weight of the day. Let this moment cradle you, inviting you into a space where time slows and awareness blooms. Once upon a time, in a humble kitchen filled with the warm, golden light of early evening, there stood a sink overflowing with dishes. Each plate and cup carried the history of shared meals, laughter, and the simple joy of nourishment. They sat there, nestled together in a pile, awaiting their turn to be cleansed. The air was thick with the lingering aroma of garlic and rosemary, remnants of a home-cooked dinner that had transformed food into an experience, a gathering of love. As she approached the sink, a woman named Clara took a breath, inhaling the mixed fragrances of her culinary symphony. The sink sparkled beneath the fading light, water glistening like diamonds on the surface. Clara rolled up her sleeves, allowing the cool touch of the ceramic to connect her to the moment, this simple act that brought her back to herself. She turned on the tap, and the water gushed forth, filling the basin as the sound unfolded like whispers of a distant stream. The warmth of the water enveloped her hands, soft and inviting. She felt the sensation spread, a gentle warmth that moved up her arms until it settled in her heart. Here, in this everyday ritual, Clara found a stillness that echoed within her. Each dish began to emerge from the pile, a silent invitation to engage with the present. As she picked up the first plate, she marveled at its smooth surface, tracing her fingers along its rim. Tiny droplets of water cascaded down, creating a melody of their own, rhythmically splashing as they met the surface of the sink. She felt her breath deepen, each inhalation intertwining with the sound of water, a reminder that life flows, just like this moment, with the sponge in hand. She applied a gentle pressure as if she were giving the plate a soft massage. A foam bubbled and danced, creating frothy clouds that whispered promises of cleanliness. She watched as the bubbles formed, their tiny shapes rolling and colliding, a playful reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. As she scrubbed, the world around her faded, and in that sweet simplicity, she could taste presence. Her thoughts drifted like feathers on the wind. What delightful conversations had taken place over the meals served on this plate? What dreams had been shared? What stories woven into the fabric of family? The stroke of her sponge became a gesture of gratitude and thankfulness for the sustenance that had nourished not just her body, but her spirit. When the plate was finally rinsed, the water sparkled as it cascaded off the porcelain, and Clara felt a lightness within. She placed the dish in the drying rack with care, each movement deliberate, a dance of intention that filled the room with serene energy. Next came the mugs, their ceramic sides cooled against her fingertips, each holding echoes of morning rituals and whispered good nights, a testament to the everyday moments that stitched together the tapestry of her life. As Clara continued, her mind flowed like the water from the tap, thoughts emerging and receding, but never lingering long enough to create weight. And awareness blossomed. It was not just about cleaning up after a meal, but about honoring the acts of daily living, the warmth of connection, the flavors of existence melting together in harmony outside. Dusk wrapped its arms around the neighborhood, and the last bits of sunlight surrendered to the encroaching night. The sounds of the world slightly muffled. A distant hum of crickets began to play their nightly symphony. The room was now filled with the aroma of the Gritange ritual, a sanctuary of solace where life unfolded in its simplest form. Clara's breath deepened once more, savoring the calm that filled her heart. She realized with each dish she washed, she was also washing away the busyness of her thoughts, the anxieties that sometimes threatened to cloud her spirit. The water carried away the remnants of worries, rinsing off the intensity of the day, leaving behind only peace of raw, unfiltered appreciation for what was. With the last item, a cherished bowl gifted by her grandmother, Clara, paused. She held it in her hands, feeling the weight of memory and love. Her heart swelled with a profound stillness, an acknowledgement of all that had come before and all that was yet to be. With each movement, she crafted a moment of completion, the final bubbles trailing off, but leaving a reminder of connection, of heritage, of love. As she set the bowl in its place, Clara stepped back, surveying her work. The kitchen, once cluttered and tumultuous, now gleamed with the quiet grace of order. There was beauty in the simplicity of the space, a reflection of her own interior world, which now felt clear and spacious in that tender silence. She allowed herself to simply be a woman in a kitchen, a soul cradled in the arms of everydayness, where mindfulness entwined with the act of caring for her home. As Clara took one last look around the kitchen, she felt a gentle unease release its grip on her heart. Life, she realized, was not merely about grand moments or far-off destinations. It was woven into the texture of each breath, each dish scrubbed, and each heartbeat resonating in stillness. In this embrace of presence, she found not just the fulfillment of a task, but a quiet appreciation for being alive, for the gift of awareness and the beauty of letting go. And so, she stepped away from the sink, carrying the simplicity of that moment within her, a soft reminder that every act is a journey, and each journey leads us home. Imagine for a moment the world as it is right now, the gentle rhythm of your breath, the soft hum of life surrounding you. Take a deep inhale, filling your lungs with the rich air, and, as you exhale, allow any thoughts to drift away like autumn leaves carried by a cool breeze. With each breath, invite yourself to arrive more fully into this present moment, where the past and future dissolve into the serenity of the now. In this space, let us step into a moment together, one woven into the fabric of everyday life, yet ripe with the potential for deep awareness. It was one of those afternoons when the sky wore a shawl of gray, heavy and soft against the earth. Raindrops began their gentle descent, tapping lightly against rooftops and windows, creating a delicate percussion, a calm and immersive symphony of nature. In a small kitchen, warm and familiar, the aroma of something simple simmered on the stove, perhaps a pot of broth or a bubbling pot of rice. The scent mingled with the cool air that slipped through an open window, inviting the fragrance of wet earth into the room. A woman stood at the kitchen sink, her hands submerged in warm, soapy water, the gentle, rhythmic dance of dishwashing, drawing her deeper into the moment. Each dish, cup, and spoon had its own story, its own journey from cupboard to table and back again. She picked up a plate, its ceramic smooth beneath her fingertips, glistening with remnants of a meal lovingly shared. As she immersed it in the suds of warmth, she felt the tension in her shoulders began to soften, release carried away by the soothing warmth of the water. The sound of rain intensified, a soft drumming against the window, a quiet reminder of the world outside, the vibrancy of life happening amidst the gray. The pulse of raindrops matched the tempo of her breath, steady and even. As she lifted each dish from the water, the sensation of wetness enveloped her, a coolness contrasting with the warmth of her skin. The juxtaposition mirrored the rhythm of her thoughts, sometimes turbulent, sometimes calm, interspersed like clouds chasing one another across the sky. She turned her attention to washing a mug, its surface patterned with memories of morning, coffees, and quiet afternoons, the weight of it grounding her in the moment. As she scrubbed away the remnants of dried cocoa, she noticed the way the soapy suds danced, bubbles rising, popping softly as they escaped into the air. Each burst a tiny release, each sound a reminder to be here. Now, in the background, the kettle began to whistle, a high-pitched song harmonizing with the patter of rain. Without rush, she set the mug aside and moved to the kettle, pouring the hot water over a simple tea bag. As the tea steeped, colors swirling, she returned to the sink, each movement imbued with care, each moment infused with presence. A memory stirred a memory of her grandmother at the sink, the two of them sharing stories punctuated by laughter and the occasional splash of water. The warmth of that remembrance enveloped her like a comforting shawl. She could hear her grandmother's voice, could feel her gentle guidance and invitation to see the beauty in the mundane. Finished with the dishes, she dried her hands with a soft cloth, the fibers against her skin a tender reminder of the warmth of home. The rain continued its serenade, and she turned back towards the kettle, where her tea had taken on a deep amber hue. She poured it into her favorite mug, the one decorated with the whimsical cat's bold colors, vibrant against a gray day. Settling down at the table, she cradled the warm mug between her hands. The steam curled and danced upwards, carrying with it the sweet scent of chamomile, a fragrance that seemed to whisper promises of calm, nourishment for the soul. As she took her first sip, the warmth spread throughout her body, a gentle reminder to savor, to slow down and truly taste each moment, just as one might sip the warmth of the sunshine through the chill of a winter day. Outside, puddles began to form small bodies of water reflecting the muted hues of the sky, each droplet a tiny universe unto itself. The rain was relentless yet nurturing, and she found herself watching drops race down the window pane. Competition, seemingly without stakes, yet filled with the joy of simply being. In this quiet sanctuary of her kitchen, she began to notice her thoughts gently flowing in and out like the rhythm of the rain. They came and went, the to-do lists, concerns for tomorrow, and the echoes of past conversations. Yet she observed them as a leaf floating atop the surface of a stream, here one moment, gone the next, carried away effortlessly by the current of existence. She breathed deeper, letting the weight of her thoughts settle softly beneath the surface like stones in a riverbed, allowing the flow of her experience to unfold without judgment. The richness of her surroundings began to come alive, the gentle creak of the old wooden floor, the rustle of soft fabric against her clothes, the distant sound of thunder, a low, resonating voice that reminded her of the power of the elements. Moments turned into an eternity as time stretched and contracted with the rhythm of her breath, each pulse a note in the symphony of her life. She noticed the way the shadows shifted in the kitchen as clouds passed, the quiet light transforming the entire space. With her heart full, she felt the stillness that comes when one allows the present to fully envelop them without the need to rush, without the urge to flee. Finishing her tea, she allowed her gaze to drift towards the window once more. She watched as the world transformed. Colors deepened beneath the rain. The earth appeared to drink deeply, quenching its thirst. It felt as if everything outside was participating in a beautiful dance of celebration of life, in all its mésalliances and grace. In that moment, she understood. Each drop of rain, each rise of the steam, each thought that floated through her mind was an invitation to embrace the fullness of experience, however mundane or extraordinary. She realized that the quiet symphony of a rainy afternoon was not simply a backdrop to her life, but a profound affirmation of being present amid the ordinary. As the final notes of the rain began to soften, the kitchen settled into a peaceful hush. The warmth of the tea lingered in her heart, and she breathed deeply once more, nurturing the stillness that enveloped her. In this gentle, flowing moment, she felt a profound sense of gratitude, not for perfection, but for the gift of being alive, bearing witness to every drop of rain in every luminous moment. Here and now, she discovered the quiet strength that lies within presence, a symphony composed of life unfolding in all its beauty. Imagine a quiet moment where the world around you is softly hushed, and time itself seems to pause, waiting for you to breathe. Close your eyes, if you wish, and take a deep, full breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs, the gentle rise of your chest. As you exhale, let go of any tension, allowing your shoulders to relax and your mind to settle. Notice the sensations in your body, the coolness of the air against your skin, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the sound of a distant bird. Here, in this moment, you are invited to be fully present. Just as the world is simply being done in a small kitchen where sunlight spills through the window like honey. A woman named Clara stands before the sink, a gentle yet persistent hum echoing in the background. The dishes, piled high from the morning's meals, glistened with remnants of yesterday's celebrations. She rolls up her sleeves, the fabric soft against her forearms, and turns on the faucet. The water cascading down like a soothing waterfall. The coolness of the porcelain plate fills her palm as she lifts it, feeling the weight of the sun-soaked ceramic. The water transforms from a mere substance to a delicate entity, each droplet dancing along the surface, a tiny universe of its own. As she immerses the plate in the warm, soapy water, tiny bubbles rise and swirl around her fingers, inviting her to focus, to connect. Each bubble reflecting the soft light, a moment of gentle beauty, glistening just for her. She places her hands into the warm water and feels the temperature embrace her skin, inviting her to notice not just the sensation, but the very act of being in this moment. The sound of the water, the rhythmic splashing, becomes a heartbeat in her chest, grounding her amidst the rush of thoughts that often fill her mind. Here, Clara allows herself to simply watch Dot as she picks up a fork. She observes its intricate design, the subtle bends and curves that tell stories of past meals shared, of laughter and warmth, of life lived. The soft clinking against the sink reverberates like a gentle whisper, urging her to listen, not just to the sound, but to the silence that cradles it. Each swipe of the sponge feels like a gentle caress against the metal surface, drawing her attention inward. She closes her eyes briefly, allowing her breath to deepen. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and exhale slowly, 1, 2, 3. With each breath, a layer of clutter melts away, and she finds herself simply being a woman, washing dishes, an act both mundane and profound. Thoughts may drift in like leaves on a stream. She acknowledges them, allows them their presence, and watches them float by. The worry about tomorrow's work, the fleeting irritation from a conversation earlier in the day, she observes them like clouds in a vast sky, passing through without grasping, without pushing them away. The rhythm continues, plates and glasses dancing in the water as she moves from one to the next. Each item, a unique companion in this moment of stillness. The dish soap, with its sweet, lemony scent, fills her senses a reminder of home, of warmth and uncomplicated joy. It bubbles and foams, creating a landscape of white, soft, and inviting, while her fingers glide through freely as she rinses. The last plate, the sound of the water, becomes a symphony, a song of purification, cleansing not only the dishes, but also the remnants of her thoughts. Each splash rings with clarity, a sense of renewal washing over her. She feels the cool water run along her arms, down her wrist, tracing the path of each drop until it flows freely back into the sink. Here, amidst the everyday splendor of her kitchen, Clara senses a deeper connection to the world, to the simple, yet profound act of caring for her home. Her heart expands a little, no longer burdened by the weight of tomorrow or the echoes of yesterday. In its place, a current of gratitude flows, gratitude for the warmth of the sun, the smell of the soap, the gentle pressure of the sponge in her hand. Her fingers find the soft cloth, trembling lightly in her grasp, and she begins to dry each dish, first the plates, then the glasses. She notices their smoothness, the coolness beneath her touch. With each pass of the cloth, she lets go a plate for moments with friends, a glass for laughter shared, a fork for meals prepared with love. All the while, she breathes, feeling her belly rise and fall, anchoring her to the steady beat of her heart. The clutter of the world finds its way back into her consciousness, but she allows it. It persists like a fading echo, and rather than chasing after it, she welcomes it as part of her experience. The half-formed thoughts, the distractions, the fleeting futurette is all allowed to rest in the margins of her awareness. Instead, she chooses to dwell in the sensations, the soft fabric against her palms, the water's embrace, the whisper of the dishcloth gliding along each surface when the last dish is dried. Clara sets it aside, taking a moment to step back and gaze at what she has created from the simple act of attention. A shimmering array of clean dishes, a testament to the beauty of presence. In this, she recognizes herself not merely a woman in a kitchen, but a spirit revived through attentiveness to mindful action. As she rinses her hands under the clear stream of water once more, she smiles gently, sensing a quiet strength within, no longer just a chore. The act of washing dishes has unfurled into a ritual of letting go, of embracing what is, releasing what could be. This kitchen, full of life and clutter, transforms in her mind. It is no longer a space to be hurried through, but a sanctuary of stillness, a refuge where she can meet herself deeply, authentically in that stillness. Clara finds an echo of clarity that lingers long after the water has ceased its flow, after the dishes have been set neatly upon the shelf. Here, in this moment, she carries forth a soft reminder that life, with all its complexities, can often be rediscovered in the simple acts of washing dishes, noticing the water, breathing in presence. And as she turns to put the cloth away, a sense of peace settles around her like a warm blanket, holding her gently within the embrace of now. In the gentle embrace of the moment, as you sit here, take a breath, deep, intentional, and full. Feel the air brushing past your lips, cool and nurturing. Allow your senses to soften, like a warm breeze caressing a field of wildflowers. Honest, the sounds around youth, distant hum of life, the whisper of wind weaving through tree branches, almost like nature itself breathing. With each inhale, gather the richness of this moment, and with each exhale, release any tension, any weight that whispers of the past or future. Here, in this sanctuary of now, let the world fade. Just for a little while, imagine a quiet kitchen, sunlight spilling through the window, casting a golden hue upon a humble sink. A bowl lies waiting, its surface mirroring the delicate dance of light. The air is fragrant with remnants of morning's bounty, a subtle blend of coffee and citrus. You step toward the sink, cradling a few dishes still warm from the table. Remnants of laughter and conversation clinging to them like shadows of joy. As you place the first dish into the basin, hear the gentle splash. The water welcomes it, wrapping around it like a soft blanket. Feel the cool water rise, cascading over your fingers, embracing the warmth of the dish within its flow. As you pick up the sponge, it is textured, yet yielding a gentle companion, ready to assist you in this simple yet profound task. With each stroke, you find yourself lost in the rhythmic motion of washing, a dance of hands and water, a conversation between you and the dish, a soothing sway, a gentle back and forth. The sponge glides over the ceramic surface. The sound of water swirls around you, a symphonic whisper, a lullaby inviting mindfulness to unfold. You focus on the sensations, the slippery trails of soap, the warmth of the water, the glisten of the dish as it transforms before your eyes. You pause for a moment, allowing thoughts to arise and pass like clouds drifting across a sunny sky. What do you bring with you to this moment? Perhaps a lingering thought or a feeling from the day. Acknowledge it and let it float away, like bubbles forming and gently bursting at the surface of the water. Let it go, freed into the open air. As you rinse the dish, pay attention to how the water cascades and sparkles, each droplet dancing in the light, alive with possibility. You may notice a flicker of impatience within you. The busy world outside tugs at your spirit, urges you to move faster, to hurry. Gently, you remind yourself, here, in this sacred moment of washing dishes, there is nowhere to be but right here. Each dish, cleansed of its burdens, one by one, embrace the solitude of the task. The clinking of plates, the soft splatter of water, the gentle sighs of your own breath as you find a rhythm. Each motion becomes a meditation, pulling you deeper into the fabric of this experience. Feel the warmth in your hands as you lift a bowl to your chest, cradling it for a heartbeat. In this pause, let your heart meet the stillness. An unhurried meeting of spirit and sensation, where washing dishes becomes a letting go, a receiving, a celebration of the present moment. You continue your work, bringing forth plates, glasses, cutlery, an array of shapes and textures, echoes of memories, shared, each piece embodying a story of togetherness. Consider the moments that led to this, the time spent planning and creating, the laughter shared over the meal, the love that went into feeding those you hold dear. In this simple act, you create space for gratitude. Its dishes, now gleaming in the sunlight, reflect not only their surface, but also the warmth of connections made. Let gratitude settle in your heart, filling you like a warm bath, including you in peace as you place the last dish atop the drying rack. A sense of completion washes over you. This was not merely a chore. This was a sacred practice, an opportunity to dwell in awareness, to immerse yourself in the ordinary and find the extraordinary. The air shifts as you step away from the sink. The world outside hums, but here, stillness lingers like the sweet aftermath of a cherished song. You may carry this moment with you as you move through your day. The echoes of water and light reminding you of the beauty embedded in simplicity as you breathe in once more. Notice the lightness that has crept into the corners of your being. Allow this feeling to settle like a gentle dusk, soft and warm, wrapping itself around you as you reconnect with the vastness of life beyond this moment. Know that within the ebb and flow of daily living, there is a sanctuary within, stillness within, always present when you choose to turn your gaze inward. Here, amidst the ordinary, lay the seeds of awareness, blooming beautifully with each breath you take. In the quiet moments just before dawn breaks, the world holds its breath, suspended between night and day. Close your eyes softly and breathe in the cool air of early morning, rich with the scent of dew-kissed grass and fresh earth. Allow your thoughts to settle like fallen leaves on a still pond, observing them without judgment as they drift by. With each breath, feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the rhythm of your being like the soft waves lapping at the shore. It is in this stillness and the tender embrace of now that the heart can open and the mind can quiet. Imagine a kitchen bathed in the soft, golden light of the rising sun. The world outside is waking, but within this space, time feels fluid, almost suspended. You stand at the sink, hands submerged in warm, soapy water, surrounded by the gentle clinking of dishes. This mundane act, often overlooked, becomes a sanctuary of mindfulness. As you reach for the first plate, its cool surface contrasts with the warmth of the water. You can hear the subtle sound of the bubbles popping and the water flowing steadily. There is a rhythm here, a dance of sorts, as you lift the plate and bring it close to your face. Breathe in deeply. Can you smell the faint remnants of last night's meal? Perhaps a hint of garlic, a whisper of rosemary trapped in the ceramic. Feel the texture beneath your fingers, smooth yet slightly grainy, a reminder of the nourishment it once held. With each dish you wash, Notice how the water glistens under the sunlight, transforming the everyday into a kaleidoscope of light. As you scrub, you can feel the warmth seep into your skin, a gentle embrace that massages your worries away. Your breaths become slow and deliberate, okay? And each drop of water cascading down your arms brings with it a sense of release. What thoughts arise in this quiet moment? Perhaps a flicker of a worry about the day to come, or a memory dancing just outside your reach. Acknowledge them without diving in. Let them float like clouds in a vast blue sky. You're here now, with the dishes cocooned in this sanctuary of soap and water. The rhythm of washing becomes meditative. The plate in your hands morphs from a mere object into an experienced vessel that once served food. Release it into the drying rack, and as it clinks against another, listen closely to the sound, a gentle affirmation that you are present. Engaged in a simple yet profound task, the kitchen transforms into a canvas, painted with the bright colors of morning. Sunlight spills through the window, warming your back, a soft reminder of the world outside that continues to turn. Occasionally, a bird's song flutters into the room, a sweet prelude to life stirring beyond the glass. Can you hear the melody? It flits gracefully through the air, inviting you to connect with this moment. This act of creation, mindfully, you reach for another Disha mug. This time, its handle is cool to the touch, a comforting weight in your palm. You remember the warmth of the coffee it once held, the quiet moments spent cradling it in your hands. Focus on the tactile sensations, the shift of the material under the pressure of your fingers, the way the ceramic feels against your skin, smooth and reassuring. Now, close your eyes for just a moment, allowing your other senses to awaken. The sound of water swirling, the scent of soap, a combination of lavender and lemon, refreshing like spring, and the faint buzz of the refrigerator humming softly in the background. Each element a note in the symphony of your morning, with each item you wash and place aside. Think of the people who have shared meals from these dishes, the stories that were woven into the fabric of their existence. Honor those connections without holding on to them too tightly. Just as the bubbles from the soap start to dissipate, so too do the moments and thoughts connected to this act, gentle ebb and flow. As you scrub the last dish, a simple fork, you feel an overwhelming sense of completion wash over you. The water is turning cooler now, as are the light and sounds of the outside world. With each pass, you release the remnants of yesterday. The fork shines under the light, much like your spirit feels after a practice of presence, polished and luminous dots standing in the aftermath of your task. The empty sink glimmers with promise. There is a stillness as you take a moment to simply stand still, to be. You feel the connection of your feet to the cool tile beneath you, the grounding sensation anchoring you firmly to this space. This moment, with a gentle inhalation, allow yourself to embrace gratitude, not just for the cleanliness of the dishes, but for the serenity of this process and the mindfulness that has unfolded. As you take one last deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs and the soft warmth of the sun enveloping you, know that this moment, this experience, will linger with you. The stillness you cultivated in washing the dishes carries on, a hidden oasis within the fabric of your busy life. You can return to this stillness, this mindfulness, anytime you need, allowing the world to unfold in its own rhythm, while you find your center in the quiet heart of your experience. In this moment, take a deep breath. Exhale slowly, filling your lungs with the fragrant air that surrounds you. And then exhale gently, releasing any restless thoughts or commitments of the day. As you breathe, allow yourself to settle into the gentle rhythm of the here and now. Feel the weight of your body where it touches the surface beneath you. Observe the sounds in your environment, a distant bird calling, the soft rustle of leaves, or perhaps the quiet hum of everyday life. Let the world soften around you, inviting you to step into a tender awareness where every breath is a sanctuary and every thought is drifting like clouds in a vast open sky. Imagine a sunlit kitchen, warm and inviting, the afternoon light spilling across the wooden countertop like liquid gold. The sink, filled with a gentle cascade of bubbles, invites the hands to immerse themselves in its soft, yielding embrace. Here, this small act of washing dishes can become a doorway to presence, a gentle invitation to slow down and notice. As you reach for a dinner plate, feel the cool, smooth glaze beneath your fingertips. It's still slightly damp from the last meal, carrying with it the remnants of shared laughter and conversation. You lift it from the soapy water, watching the bubbles cling to the surface like tiny, floating orbs of light. Each bubble reflects the sunshine streaming through the window, momentarily capturing the beauty of that specific moment. Little world within a world, with the plate now before you. You begin to scrub gently, the sponge gliding like a dancer across its surface. Notice the soft sound of the sponge as it makes contact, a soothing squish that reverberates softly in the solace of the kitchen. Each stroke is an invitation to rest your mind, to find the rhythm of the water, the warmth of your hands, and the tender care with which you handle this simple dish. As you rinse the plate, feel the cool water flowing around your fingers. It cascades down, a gentle trickle, cascading into the sink below. Listen closely. Hear the quiet splashes, the sing-song chatter of water meeting water. Each splash is a reminder of the flow of life itself, ever-changing, ungraspable, and yet utterly beautiful in its spontaneity. You begin to notice how the water sparkles, how it is never the same from one moment to the next. Just as your thoughts drift in and out of focus, set the plate aside to dry, and stretch your fingers, feeling the subtle sensations of warmth and coolness lingering on your skin. Every touch, every movement is an opportunity for awareness. You now turn to the next item, a small bowl, chipped at the rim, telling its own story of years shared around the table. As you wash it, you might recall the countless meals it has held, the shared moments of joy and sorrow, the mundane tasks transformed into memories etched in your heart. The scent of the soap fills the air, a soft lavender whispering of calm and tranquility. Allow it to settle into your mind, a gentle balm for any worries lingering there. As you breathe in this scent, recognize how it permeates the space, wrapping around you like a warm embrace. Inhale deeply, feeling the calm wash over you just as the water cleanses the dishes. It also cleanses your thoughts, leaving them shimmering with possibility. And now, as you move through the task of washing one dish after another, let go of any urgency to finish. Stay with the rhythm. Each dish is a moment, each moment an opportunity to be fully present. There is no need to be anywhere else, nothing looming on the horizon that you must rush toward. Everything you need is right here, in the sensation of the water, in the warmth of the sun, in the gentle embrace of this very moment. Washing becomes meditative, a sacred ritual in the heart of daily life. You might feel your mind wandering, thoughts flitting like autumn leaves in the breeze. And that's all right. Simply notice them, acknowledge their presence, and then gently return your focus to the rhythm of your hands, to the temperature of the water, to the symphony of sounds surrounding you. Perhaps the gentle whir of a refrigerator hums softly in the background, or the chirping of a bird outside sings its own song of presence. Each sound becomes a part of your awareness, a thread weaving into the fabric of this tranquil moment. As the stack of clean dishes grows, your heart begins to mirror the quiet satisfaction of the task. There is beauty in this simplicity, this everyday act that so many rush past, consumed by a whirlwind of busyness. Here, time unravels, revealing the quiet essence of life, the profound peace that lies just beneath the surface of every ordinary moment. And then, as you lift a glass, the sunlight catches it, casting a prism of colors against the walla, fleeting reminder of the beauty that exists in the small moments. The fleeting moments, when you look deeper, when you choose to pause and connect with what is right in front of you. Each glint of color is a reminder of the interconnectedness of life, how each gesture echoes through time and space, how each shared smile, each act of kindness, ripples outwards into the world. And here, in this kitchen, you are part of that grand tapestry, a weaver of presence, connection, and mindful awareness. Finally, as you wipe your hands on a soft cotton towel, take a moment to gaze around the kitchen. 8. Looks and feels fresher. In its simplicity, every dish now sparkling, waiting patiently to serve their purpose again. You breathe in deeply, feeling gratitude for the quiet moments, for the stillness that can be found even in the hustle of a life well lived. And as you take a moment to stand in the stillness, let this awareness settle within you. Know that, like the ebb and flow of water, every moment is a chance to begin again, to awaken to the beauty of now. Let this lingering peace guide you through the rest of your day, reminding you that in the rhythm of the mundane lies the extraordinary, waiting for you to notice, waiting for you to hold it gently and fully right here, right now. Imagine, for a moment, a quiet space where the rhythm of your breath is your only companion. Let your shoulders soften, your jaw unclench, cooling, feeling the cool air expand your lungs. Hold it gently for a moment, and then let it go, allowing your body to settle into stillness. This moment, right here, is an invitation to arrive fully. As you listen, notice the sensations surrounding you, the gentle hum of life, the faintest echo of thoughts fluttering, and the underlying stillness that holds it all. Let the waves of sound, sensation, and silence wash over you as we journey into an ordinary place enfolded by mindfulness in a small, sunlit kitchen. The morning light filtered through a window dressed in sheer white curtains, casting soft patterns on the tiled floor. The warm glow of the sun played with the dust motes, bringing them to life. It was here, in this inviting nook, that a woman named Clara found herself preparing breakfast. She stood at the counter, her hair gathered in a loose bun, a trace of flour dusting her cheek, feeling the familiar pulse of her day ahead. Today was like many others, a simple yet rich tapestry of moments woven into the fabric of her routine. As she reached for fresh eggs, she noticed the delicate weight of each shell in her palm, their cool exterior contrasting the warmth of her skin. With a gentle crack against the side of the bowl, the egg released its treasure, the yolk, bright and glassy, shimmering under the warmth of the light. She watched, entranced, as the colors swirled and meshed together. A moment too brief to linger, yet perfect in its impermanence. As the eggs sizzled in the pan, a soft sound emerged. Low hiss and crackle that filled the air with promise. Clara breathed in a rich aroma as steam billowed upwards, enveloping her senses. It was in this very moment that she realized the beauty of cooking was not merely in the outcome, but in the unfolding of every step. The cracked eggs, the sizzling sound, the vibrant colors of fresh herbs waiting on her cutting board, each element a note in the symphony of her morning. Pausing, she glanced out the window. The lush green of her garden was sprinkled with dew, glistening under the sun like a tapestry of diamonds. She noted the rhythmic chirping of birds, harmonizing their morning song, a gentle reminder of the life surrounding her. Clara closed her eyes for a breath, letting the sounds around her merge into a soothing backdrop. In those fleeting minutes, thoughts danced through her mind, tasks yet to do, conversations anticipated, and a myriad of little worries that tried to nestle into her heart. But grounding herself in the present, she allowed those thoughts to float away like clouds across an open sky. She recognized them not as burdens, but as transient visitors, reminding her that she was alive, engaged in the beautiful intricacies of life. Soon, Clara moved to the sink, the dishes from the previous night waiting patiently for her touch. A cascade of water rushed out as she turned on the faucet, each droplet a crystalline world, reflecting her face back at her. The water was pleasantly warm as it blended with soap, the gentle scent of lemon and rosemary filling the air with an invigorating freshness. She placed a plate in her hand, its surface cool and slick. The patterns, intricate yet simpler, reminder of the hands that had crafted it. With each scrub of the sponge, she felt the rhythm of her breath deepen. The sound of water swishing and the soft squeak of the sponge moved with her mind, connecting her with the present moment. It was a dance of sorts, an intimate communion with her surroundings. In this ordinary act, she discovered a reservoir of serenity space where thoughts could come and go, and all that existed was the sensation of water, the texture of ceramic, and the embrace of the here and now. Occasionally, a thought would drift into her mind, perhaps about the day's agenda, and rather than grasping it tightly, she visualized it popping like a small balloon, letting it drift away. The sink was a metaphorical outlet for her worries. With each plate that came clean, she could almost sense a weight lifting, a release that was subtle yet profound. The dishes, simple objects in the fabric of her life, transformed into a ritual of renewal, reminders that everything can be cleaned, cleared, and restored in the background. The clock ticked softly, marking the passage of time, but Clara felt as if she were suspended, lost in the grace of this moment. She noticed the sunlight shifting through the window, growing slightly warmer, casting an amber hue throughout the room. It invited perspective, a reminder that this too would change, that she herself was a participant in an ongoing story, a journey defined not just by the destination, but also by the mindful presence along the way. As she gently set aside the last clean dish, she leaned against the counter, allowing herself to feel the weariness in her bones, the gentle ache from her morning tasks. Yet there was a lightness in her heart, a quiet joy that blossomed without her trying. The kitchen, once an ordinary space filled with chores and hustle, transformed into a sanctuary shimmering with potential, a place where thoughts and feelings converged into awareness. She stepped outside into her garden, the cool breeze wrapping around her like a gentle embrace. The world seemed more vivid as she walked among the plants, each leaf glistening with morning dew, every flower proclaiming its existence with bold colors. She could hear the rustle of leaves, the whisper of the wind, a living tapestry woven by nature's hands. With each step, Clara felt the earth beneath her feet, solid and real, a promise of stability amid life's swirling uncertainty. She paused by a patch of blooming lavender, bringing her fingers close to the silken petals, drawn into their fragrance, a deeply calming blend that echoed the quiet promise of a new beginning. The bees hummed, industrious and purposeful, a reminder of simple existence, teaching her that every moment was worthy of honor and presence in this patch of stillness. Clara closed her eyes once more, and with each breath, she visualized herself sinking into the essence of now relinquishing the burdens, the shoulds, and coulds. Each exhale became a release, an act of letting go, marking the end of one anxious thought in the embrace of the next moment. She became the quiet observer of her life, reveling in the thoughts and feelings that surged through her as surely as the seasons shifted in their cycles. The sunlight began to wane, softening as the sky turned an evening blue, the day gradually yielding to twilight. Clara returned to her kitchen, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. her heart lighter for having bathed in the beauty of the ordinary. It was then she noticed the stillness within her place of peace that was always present, a sanctuary she could return to at any moment. As Clara put aside the day's dishes, a quiet understanding settled within her, subtle truth echoing through the layers of her experience. The beauty of life is not found in monumental achievements, but in the grace of the mundane, in the connection formed through presence. With a heart bursting with gratitude, she embraced the lessons hidden among dishes and blossoms, allowing the silence of the ordinary to echo into her evening, reminding her that in each moment lies the potential for awakening, healing, and profound stillness. As you take a moment to tune in to your breath, feel the life that flows through you like a gentle stream in a sunlit glade. Inhale and let the air fill your lungs, imagining it as a warm embrace. Exhale softly, releasing any tensions or thoughts that cling like shadows. Allow yourself to settle into this space, a sanctuary of stillness where the present moment unfolds like the petals of a flower. It is here, in this serene pause, that we invite a story to take shape, a simple offering, drawn from the fabric of our everyday lives. It was a quiet afternoon, the kind that drapes the world in a soft glow, inviting stillness and reflection. The sun filtered through the kitchen window, casting dancing patterns upon the worn wooden countertop. For the moment, time seemed to slow, allowing the ordinary to breathe. Maya stood at the sink, the deep porcelain basin filled with warm, soapy water. The familiar rhythm of dishwashing was a dance, a sacred ritual performed in solitude. As she submerged her hands into the bubbly water, she felt the warmth envelop her fingers, the sensation a welcome contrast to the cool air in the room. She picked up a plate, its surface glazed with a constellation of remnants from lunch. With each gentle scrub, she brought her attention to the smooth texture of the dish, to the sound of the ceramic against the sponge, one soft, rhythmic swish at a time. The water whispered as it splashed, singing a low note that reverberated in the quiet of the afternoon. Maya leaned closer, inhaling the subtle scent of the dish soap, a mix of lemon and tranquility. It filled the space, mingling with the air around her, turning the mundane into something sacred. As she stood there, she noticed an inclination to drift away into thoughts, a list of tasks, the noise of the outside world, the worries that often crowded her mind. But in that moment, she chose to stay. She carved out a pocket of stillness, just for herself, focusing back on the plate. She noticed how the suds glimmered like tiny stars, reflecting the sunlight that streamed in. Each plate that emerged from the water was not just a plate. It became a canvas on which mindfulness was painted. She rinsed it under the faucet, feeling the water cascade over her fingertips, washing away the remnants of lunch as easily as it washed away distractions. Time swayed as she moved from plate to fork to mug. Each item spoke to her, fork with a gentle curve, a mug that held the warmth of morning tea. In that moment of presence, they were not just utensils. They were tokens of life lived, each with its own story of nourishment and warmth shared around the table. Each clink of porcelain, each splash of water became a mantra, a gentle reminder to remain anchored in the now. She was not just washing dishes, she was dancing with mindfulness, discovering depth in the simplicity of the task at hand. With each passing moment, her surroundings faded away, and there was only the sound of water and the touch of warmth. In a fleeting moment, she glanced outside. The garden was vibrant, a tapestry of colors painted by the hands of time. She noticed a single butterfly flit from flower to flower, its delicate wings moving with a grace that drew her attention. For just a heartbeat, the fleeting nature of life fell into perspective, each moment as brief and beautiful as the flutter of those wings. Returning her focus to the sink, Maya took a breath, noticing the air filling her lungs once more. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the mundane, for the heartbeats drumming steady in her chest, for the sacredness of simple tasks performed with love. The dishes began to shine, their surfaces reflecting not only the sunlight, but a willingness to be present, to engage fully with the now. With each passing dish, she began to rise, buoyed on a wave of awareness. She watched her thoughts, like clouds passing across the sky of her mind, some dark, some light, without judgment, simply observing. This too shall pass, she thought, as she allowed unhelpful worries to drift away. Much like the soap bubbles that floated gently upward before disappearing, the last dish emerged from the warm wash, a glistening finish illuminating the small kitchen. Maya placed it carefully on the drying rack, each movement mindful and intentional, as though planting seeds of peace into the ground of her soul. She stepped back, surveying her work, the small mountain of clean dishes, sparkling like fresh snow on a bright morning. In that moment of completion, she felt a wave of contentment wash over her. It was not in the act of finishing that she found peace, but in every loving moment spent in the process. In each pulse of breath woven into the fabric of her day, Maya began to dry her hands on a towel, feeling the soft cotton against her skin, a gentle reminder to embrace the texture of life, both the smooth and the rough. As she folded the towel, she recalled the butterfly, that fleeting beauty, dancing through the air, and a knowing settled in. Just like those delicate wings, life was ephemeral, yet profoundly rich in its simplicity. With a quiet heart, Maya made her way to the window, looking out at the garden once more. The butterfly was gone, but the flowers continued to sway gently in the breeze, a soft undulation that echoed the rhythm of her breath. In this moment, she understood the truth of being present amidst the chaos, amidst the stillness. There was beauty to be found everywhere as you step back from this humble tale of washing dishes. Let it remind you of the beauty that lies in every ordinary moment. Each task, each breath is an opportunity to anchor yourself in the now. In the simple act of being, we find our place in the fabric of existence. This sense of presence with you, just as Maya did, allowing the whispers of water and light to guide you home to your heart, to your breath, to the unending grace of simply being. In this moment, as you settle into a space of gentle awareness, allow the soft rhythm of your breath to become your anchor. Notice how the air enters your body, filling your lungs, and then leaves again, a whisper of life flowing in and out. Embrace the present, not the chaos of yesterday, nor the worries of tomorrow, but the now. Here, everything is as it should be. Feel the ground beneath you, the warmth wrapping around you like a cherished blanket, and let your senses begin to awaken in a small kitchen bathed in the amber glow of early evening light. Sarah stood at the sink, her hands submerged in warm, soapy water. The air was fragrant with the scent of fresh lemon, mingling with the subtle, earthy aroma of the dish soap. Each bubble that rose to the surface seemed to hold a universe within it, glistening and shifting, buoyant with possibility. She lifted a gentle gaze to the window, where the last light of day danced upon the leaves of the once vibrant summer garden, their edges kissed by the gentle chill of autumn. The world beyond her kitchen was fading into twilight, a gradual relinquishing of the day, and in this space, time felt suspended as she reached for a chipped blue plate, a favorite from her grandmother. Sarah's fingers brushed against its cool surface, and she felt a wave of nostalgia wash over her. Memories unfurled like petals opening to the Sun family gatherings filled with laughter. The aroma of food simmering on the stove, the shared stories told over simmering pots. Each memory was a thread, weaving her into the fabric of her past. Yet she remained here, in the simplicity of the task at hand. She dipped a plate into the water, and began to wash. Feeling the warmth envelop her hands, she could hear the quiet sound of water dripping rhythmically into the basin, a soothing heartbeat to the cadence of her movements. Each motion was an invitation to arrive fully in the moment of swirl of the sponge, a careful rinse, the soft clink as she placed the plate on the drying rack. With each vessel she cleaned a glass cup, a silver fork, a pan worn and seasoned with the stories of countless meals. She felt a gentle releasing of the day. The hustle of her thoughts began to quiet, each item turning in her hands a symbol of gratitude. With each touch, she acknowledged the nourishment these dishes had provided, not only to her body, but to her spirit. The food of love, preparation, connection, meals shared and stories exchanged. As she washed the final dish, a sturdy mug, she closed her eyes for a moment. She allowed herself to be cradled by the sensations around her, the warmth of the water splashing gently against her wrists, tactile surface of the sponge, the echoes of time swirling in the cool breeze seeping through the half-open window. In that brief moment of closure, it struck her how every chore could be a whisper of presence. It's an opportunity to dive deeper into being. Wiping the mug with a soft dishcloth, she found herself lost in thought. The mug held the last remnants of her morning coffee. It's a rich taste of dark roast mixed with splashes of creamy milk, a ritual that marked the beginning of her day. How often had she rushed through that morning, seeking solace in the coffee itself, rather than allowing the experience of drinking into savoring the warmth, the quiet stillness to sink in. The rhythm of her task slowed even further as she turned to look out the window again. Outside, the vibrant colors of dusk turned the sky into an artist's palette, blues and pinks swirling together, a reminder of the transience of moments. Darkness would soon descend, but for now, there was beauty in the shift. With a soft sigh, she returned to her task, filling her heart with appreciation for the quiet sanctuary of her kitchen. In the distance, she could hear the soft echo of laughter from a neighbor's home, perhaps a family gathering, children's laughter ringing like wind chimes, punctuating the air with joy. For a fleeting moment, her mind wandered to what it might be like to share stories around a table again. Candles flickering in the night. But then the sound of running water brought her back to the comforting hum of her own kitchen, a space where she belonged wholly. The quiet of the evening enveloped her, and she began to notice more the subtle shift in the temperature of the water, from warm to slightly cooler, the gentle splashes that accompanied her movements, the faint hum of the refrigerator, a reminder that life continued even in stillness. With the final plate nestled in place, Sarah paused. She took a moment to step back and admire her work at the kitchen, now gleaming under the waning light. She realized the act of washing dishes had transformed into something sacred, a microcosm of her life unfolding in rhythm and flow. Each dish had been a vessel, not just for food, but for presence, love, and the echoes of lives intertwined. For the first time that evening, she felt a sense of deep contentment wash over her, as if the weight of the world had lifted ever so slightly, unveiling a landscape of peace amidst the chaotic reality outside. She understood now that these simple tasks, often overlooked, held the potential to bridge her to the tender moments of existence, to connect her back to herself, to the love that flowed in and through all she did. As dusk painted shadows across the floor, she allowed herself to savor this fleeting, delicate moment for what it was, an invitation to be fully herself. She breathed deeply, inhaling the fragrance of the warming kitchen. And for a moment, she simply stood there, her heart open to the world outside and the world within. As Sarah left the kitchen, she carried with her the stillness of the cup. She had held the embodiment of presence, the tranquility that arises from embracing the ordinary. In that small act, she found a profound understanding that life, in all its complexities, beats at the rhythm of simple moments, a gentle reminder that even amidst chaos, stillness can be found. In this moment, let us pause, breathe, and arrive. Feel the air as it softly enters your lungs, cool and refreshing, and then, just as gently, flows out into the world. Let the weight of the day sink softly into the ground beneath you, like a feather floating down to rest. There is nowhere to be but here, nowhere to go but inward. Embrace the space around you, the gentle symphony of everyday life, an orchestra of sounds that weaves the tapestry of now. As the story unfolds, allow yourself to drift into the gentle waves of presence, observing each moment with a quiet heart and an open mind. In a small kitchen, where sunlight spilled through the window like molten gold, a woman named Clara stood at the sink. The small room, though humble, was filled with the lingering aroma of rosemary and garlic, remnants of last night's dinner. Today, the rhythm of her life was slow, a brief interlude between the obligations that called her name. Clara filled the basin with warm water, watching as the steam curled and danced before her like an ethereal wisp. She reached for the first dish, a faded blue plate, its edges chipped and worn. She felt its smooth surface against her fingers, the weight of it comforting in her palm. As she immersed it in the warm water, the sound of water splashing was both a song and a sigh. Each drop was a reminder of the playful play of life, and she allowed herself to be lulled into this simple act of care. With a sponge in hand, she began to gently scrub the plate, the rhythmic motion offering a sense of connection, not just to the plate, but to the process of cleaning, of nurturing. The soft, circular strokes became a meditation, each sweep a way of expressing gratitude for the meals shared, the laughter that had echoed through these walls. The scent of soap mingled with the remnants of her dinner, filling the air with a light, fresh aroma that invited her to breathe a little deeper as she worked. Her thoughts began to drift like clouds across a summer sky. A list of tasks fluttered through her mind-work emails, grocery lists, the laundry that awaited her. With each thought, she gently acknowledged its presence without judgment, letting it float away like a leaf on the water. In this moment, she chose to be fully present, to honor the simple act of washing the dishes as sacred. The sound of the water flowing, the rhythm of the sponge against the plate became her mantra. She melted into the experience, feeling the warmth of the water wrap around her hands, almost as if it were a soft embrace. She noticed how each rise and fall of her breath matched the motion and inhale accompanying the upward stroke, a slow exhale with the downward motion. As she continued, she recognized a subtle shift within her, a flicker of calm igniting in the back of her mind. Next, she reached for a fork, its cool metal catching the light. She held it up, examining the tiny bits of the past clinging to its prongs, remnants of shared meals and moments. With each stroke of soap and water, it transformed from a harbinger of chaos to a symbol of renewal. She allowed a smile to bloom on her lips, reveling in the playfulness of transforming even the smallest task into an act of love and care. Clara took a moment to stand still, eyes closed, and felt the cool breeze wafting through the open window, brushing against her cheeks like a whisper. Outside, the world continued its dance. She could hear a child's laughter mingling with the chirping of birds and the distant rumble of voices. Each sound invited her to be fully here, a gentle reminder that life was unfolding around her, even as she engaged in this quiet moment. Returning to her task, she picked up a stubborn pot, its surface clouded with the evidence of culinary experiments. She felt gratitude wash over her, not just for the pot, but for the creativity that had led her to create these meals, the shared moments made richer through the flavors she had crafted. As she scrubbed away the remnants, she imagined their heat, the colors pooling on their plates, the smiles that had graced their tabula dance of nourishments, shared. With each dish, she observed her own thoughts, concern for the mess, the ticking clock reminding her of responsibilities, and yet she gently redirected her focus, returning to the warmth of the water and the simple beauty of her task. Every bubble that rose and burst mirrored the thoughts that emerged and faded away. Just bubbles, nothing to hold on to, nothing to worry about. The last dish was finished, and Clara began to rinse them under the cool stream of the faucet. She could feel the residual warmth of the water against her skin, a soft reminder of the work completed. As she set the clean dishes aside, she noticed the gentle glisten of them drying in the sunlight, each one standing as a testament to this moment of serenity. Standing at the sink, looking around her kitchen, she felt a wave of tranquility wash over her, filling the spaces around her with warmth. Her heart echoed with a soft understanding. In each task lies a chance for mindfulness, a practice of honoring the everyday. She had set aside the chaos, if only for this moment, finding clarity in the act of being present. As Clara put away the last dish, she took a deep breath, aware of the silence wrapping around her like a gentle shroud. This was her life, not merely a series of tasks to get through, but a beautiful mosaic of moments, each one just as sacred as the last. The stillness between the waves of her day became a source of peace, where everything slowed to reveal the hidden treasures of being fully alive. In this space, she felt grounded, content, ready to engage with the world once more, knowing that the rhythm of presence was always just a breath away. In this moment, as you settle into your body, allow yourself to gently soften. Breathe in, feeling the air fill your lungs, the rise of your chest. Breathe out, releasing any tension, any lingering thoughts that may flutter like leaves in the wind. Here, in this precious slice of time, we invite you to embrace the ordinary, the simplicity of being. Imagine yourself in a quiet space where sound is a gentle caress, and every breath is a step along a path of awareness. Let your senses awaken as we journey together into a familiar experience where the magic of presence unfolds. Imagine, if you will, a sunlit kitchen, morning rays streaming through the window, dancing among the dust motes that float lazily in mid-air. The warm glow casts soft shadows, creating a familiar sanctuary. You find yourself standing by the sink, surrounded by a small mountain of dishes, remnants of breakfast, a promise of nourishment shared. Hey, take a moment to notice the feel of the cool countertop beneath your fingertips, grounding you in this space. With a gentle sigh, you roll up your sleeves, feeling the fabric hug your arms as you prepare to immerse yourself in the simple act of washing dishes. The sound of running water fills the air, a steady whisper that invites calm. As you turn the faucet, the water spills forth, sparkling like liquid crystal. You can hear its rush of soothing melody, the kind that carries the quiet chant of peace. Allow this sound to settle in your heart, anchoring you in the now. As you place your first dish, a plain white plate, into the soapy water, feel the warmth of the water envelop your hands. Its gentle heat seeps into your skin, melting away stiffness from the early morning chill. You begin to scrub, your fingers gliding over the surface, and with each circular movement, you become aware of a small transformation, the plate shining under your touch. The dish becomes not just a plate, but a vessel of memories of laughter shared over meals, of conversations that lingered long into the night. Notice how the soap bubbles rise, a delicate froth that dances in the water, swirling and shimmering. Lean in closer. Take a breath and absorb the scent of citrus dish soap, a fragrant reminder of fresh beginnings. Each scent note lingers like an echo, a whisper of joy. As you rinse the plate under the cool stream of water, droplets cascade down its surface, each one a tiny moment. It's a reminder of the beauty that often goes unnoticed. And as you move from dish to dish, from mugs that cradled your morning coffee, to bowls that held the fruits of nature, Feel the rhythm of your movements. It's as if you are following a simple dance, entirely your own. In this slow choreography, thoughts may drift in and out. Perhaps concerns about the day ahead flutter like a bird on the breeze, fleeting and light. Allow them to come and go, like clouds passing over the sun. You can acknowledge them, and just as easily, you can let them float away. Take a moment to notice the splashes as you dunk each dish back into the soapy embrace. The sound resonating in the stillness of the room. It is a symphony of the mundane, and for a fleeting moment, it is enough. You become a witness to your own experience, observing the rise and fall of your breath. It's a pulse of life itself in the quiet of your kitchen. As you pick up a mugget handle, warm and comforting, let your fingertips trace the rim. This mug has carried many stories, holds the residue of moments of solitude and connection, reflection and laughter. Feel its weight, the way it sits in your palm, grounding you in this present act. The water rushes yet again, cool and refreshing, cascading over the mug as you rinse it clean, ensuring it is ready for the next story, the next cup of warmth. Slowly, you begin to notice the subtle changes within you. Each dish becomes a mirror, reflecting not just its own shine, but the tranquility unfurling inside. You may find a small smile creeping across your face, a gentle reminder that this act, as simple as it is, holds the power to bring you right back to yourself. The distractions of the day fade into the background, and in their stead, there is a growing sense of peace, a clarity that emerges from being fully in this moment in time. The mountain of dishes diminishes, and with each passing moment, your heart feels lighter. Sink, once filled to the brim, transforms into a clear pool, reflecting your efforts. To the side, the drying rack fills with glistening plates, each standing tall testaments to your focus and presence. There is a satisfaction in this completion, a reminder that even the most mundane tasks can invite joy. As you step back, take a moment to witness the beauty of your handiwork, the way the sunlight bounces off the freshly washed dishes, casting playful shadows on the wall. You stand in gratitude for the simple act of cleaning, of nurturing, not just the dishes, but your own spirit. Here, in the stillness of the kitchen, everything feels just right. You are anchored in the here and now. Your heart, once cluttered with thoughts and concerns, finds a rhythm in the quiet. It beats steadily, resonating with the world around you. As the sounds of the water and the distant chirping of birds weave together, a comforting soundtrack to your existence. In this moment, you realize how being fully present transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary, how the ritual of washing dishes can spark a sense of connection, both to yourself and to the world around you. And with each breath, you become more aware of how this simple practice embodies the essence of mindfulness. It is here, in the awakening of awareness, that life unfolds. Each moment, whether filled with joy or mundane tasks, becomes a precious gift and opportunity to embrace life as it is, free from judgment or haste. As you conclude this meditative journey of washing dishes, gently bring your awareness back to this moment, to the space you occupy now. The water may have stilled, but the echoes of connection linger in your heart. Carry this awareness with you, letting it ground you as you step back into your day. Holding dear the reminder that every ordinary task holds the potential for extraordinary peace. Allow the stillness to resonate within you, a quiet knowing that, in the act of presence, you find the beauty that exists in the simplicity of life. Here, now, you are whole. As the sun begins to rise, casting soft rays of golden light through the window, take a moment to pause. Feel the air against your skin, the coolness of the early hour wrapping around you like a gentle shawl. In this moment, make space for your breath Inhale deeply, allowing your chest to expand like the petals of a flower opening to the dawn. And exhale slowly, releasing any tension or anticipation from yesterday, settling into the stillness of now. Let your thoughts drift like leaves on a stream and embrace the simplicity of being present. Today, we will join a story, not just with our ears, but with our full awareness, savoring each moment as it unfolds in a quaint kitchen. Nestled in a small cottage at the edge of a tranquil forest, a woman named Clara began her day. The early sunlight poured through the window, spilling golden hues over her wooden countertop, warming the space in a soft embrace. The air was fragrant with the faint scent of rosemary from the garden just outside, and the early chorus of birds serenaded her as they welcomed the day. Clara stood at the sink, her hands submerged in warm, soapy water, preparing to wash the dishes left from the previous evening's dinner. She felt the comforting warmth as it wrapped around her fingers, flickering, sensations dancing across her skin. Picking up a plate, she lifted it slowly, watching the sudsy bubbles cling to its smooth surface as she began to scrub. The gentle rhythm of her hands aligning with the pulse of her breath. The sound of running water filled the kitchen, a steady, calming cascade that seemed to cleanse not only the dishes, but also the very air around her. Each plate, each cup, each fork was a vessel of memory, whispers of conversations shared, laughter echoing through the cramped space of the once bustling dinner table. In this solitary act, she found a deep connection to those moments. Her heart opened like a door, creaking in the quiet of the morning. As she moved from dish to dish, she began to notice the simple beauty surrounding her, the delicate glint of the silverware as sunlight caught its surface, the gentle clinking of ceramic as they bumped against one another, a symphony of everyday life. Time seemed to stretch in the silence, and within it, Clara discovered a tapestry of thoughts, sometimes drifting, sometimes clear, yet always gentle. She became aware of the way her breath flowed in harmony with the rhythm of washing. With each inhale, she absorbed the richness of the moment, and with every exhale, she released any lingering distractions from her mind. The universe, in its vastness, condensed within the four walls of her kitchen as she surrendered to this simple practice. In her quiet solitude, Clara noticed how each dish held a story. The coffee cup from her daughter, embellished with a rainbow of stickers, reminded her of late-night conversations, the kind where dreams danced in the half-light. The chipped bowl from her mother, now polished and gleaming with the care of many washes, whispered tales of family dinners filled with warmth and kinship. Each item, almost sacred, invited her to savor the presence of memory, to treasure both past and present without judgment or hurry. As she continued, she felt the water's warmth seep deeper into her skin, soothing sensation that reminded her to let go of yesterday's worries, of tomorrow's tasks. With each scrub of a dish, she wove a softer thread of connection to herself, as if the very act of cleaning was a meditation, purifying not only the dish, but also her mind. Thoughts came and went like clouds passing in the sky, some dark and heavy, others light and wispy. Clara observed them without attachment, letting them float away. Moments flowed seamlessly into one another, and she marveled at the unfolding of sounds, the soft drip of the faucet, the bubbling of the sink, the chirping of birds beyond the window. It was a symphony that brought her fully into the now, anchoring her with its rhythm and sounds. Time hung in the air like the sunlight streaming through the windows, illuminating her space with a golden glow. As she rinsed the final dish, a sense of completion washed over her. She carefully placed it on the drying rack, allowing the water to cascade off its edges. In that moment, Clara felt the importance of this simple act, of how a task often seen as mundane mirrored the essence of life, itself an ongoing process of cleansing and renewal. With a sense of gratitude swelling within her, Clara stepped back to survey her work. The countertop was lined with dishes, glistening like jewels in the morning light, and there was a refreshing clarity to the kitchen space now open, inviting, ready for whatever the day might bring. Taking a moment to breathe, she closed her eyes and felt the warmth of the sun gently touch her skin, grounding her in this very moment. She was reminded that life, like the dishes she had washed, was an ever-evolving collection of experiences, each valuable, each deserving of attention. Before her stood not just a tidy kitchen, but a canvas for the day ahead, filled with possibilities. She reflected on how she could nourish this presence throughout her day, holding onto the essence of mindfulness as she moved forward in the quiet aftermath of her mindful practice. Clara felt a deep-seated peace settle within her. The morning had become more than just a routine. It was a gentle reminder of the beauty that resided in simplicity. She realized that in every act, no matter how small, there was a potential for connection, both to ourselves and to the world around us. As you, too, carry this story within you, may you find pockets of presence in every moment, embracing the dance of life that unfolds with each breath. In this moment, as you settle into your body, allow your breath to come naturally, smooth and steady, like the gentle lapping of waves on a quiet shore. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the cool air enveloping you, inviting you to be fully present. With each inhale, gather the essence of the world around you. With each exhale, let go of all that weighs you down, just for now. As we embark on this journey together, let us step into the bright light of attentiveness, weaving ourselves into the fabric of the ordinary, where beauty often hides in plain sight. It begins with a soft tap of a spoon against a porcelain bowl, an orchestra tuning itself to the rhythms of the day. The sunbeams filter through the kitchen window, splashing playful patterns across the checkered floor, each square illuminated in golden warmth. Stand at the sink, a sanctuary of stillness amidst the world of life outside. The gentle hum of the refrigerator serenades you, while the distant sound of laughter from a nearby playground floats in through the open window, a reminder of the joys effortlessly woven into the tapestry of life. You reach for the warm, soapy water, letting the liquid embrace your hands like a familiar friend. The sensation is both soothing and stimulating, the bubbles glinting like tiny stars as they rise and dance, eager to escape into the air. You dip a dish into the warmth, feeling the gentle weight of it, a connection that transcends the mundane. As you lift it, you can almost hear its stories echoing from past meals, laughter, and conversation shared in the warm glow of this very room. With each pass of the sponge, you become attuned to the world around you. The rhythm of your movements slows to a mesmerizing pulse. You rinse the plate under the cool stream of water, droplets cascading like a delicate rainfall. Notice the drops clustering and merging, racing down the surface, a gentle tribute to time and impermanence. The world narrows to this point, to the sound of the water, to the touch of the sponge, to the soft clink of the dishes as they rest against each other, creating a symphony only you can hear as your thoughts begin to wander, a fleeting worry about the day ahead. A remembrance of unfinished tasks gently guide your awareness back to the sensations at hand. Each dish that comes clean is a small victory, a moment of clarity. The rhythm of washing becomes a meditation, teaching you to let go of what is not immediate, to embrace the now. You feel a cool breeze waft through the window, lifting the curls of your hair, carrying with it the scent of fresh grass, its verdant energy filling the room. For a moment, you're transported outside, where the trees sway softly, where life dances in a delicate balance. The breeze whispers to you, offering a gentle reminder of seasons and cycles. As the sun inches across the sky, ever present, yet always shifting, You can sense the weight of each dish in your hands, the intricacies of shape, the smoothness of ceramics, the gentle crags of a well-loved bowl. A teacup from a cherished story, its surface cool and patterned with the memories of warm evenings spent in laughter and solace. Each object carries the residue of moments past, a silent witness to the mundane magic of existence. You finish rinsing the last plate and allow it to join the others in the drying rack, a quiet army ready for their next adventure. The sounds of the kitchen shift, the water now a whispering melody. And you stand for a moment longer, breathing in the altered space, surveying this sanctuary where the sacred and the ordinary intertwine. From the depths of your thoughts, you feel an aliveness tingling in your fingertips. The present moment bursts forth, illuminated by the subtle rhythm of your breath, urging you to understand that here, in this very act of dishwashing, lies a life full of meaning. The fact that you are engaged fully, pouring your essence into this simple task offers a quiet, joyous reminder that mindfulness does not require a distant mountain or a silent retreat. It resides within every act of living. As you step back, cute, fully aware of the progression of this small chore, you begin to see splashes of light on the drying dishes. How they shimmer and sparkle in the sun, a sparkling reminder of this very moment's beauty. The kitchen feels lighter, and your heart echoes that lightness. The soap is washed away, replaced by clarity in the ensuing silence. A single thought echoes softly in your mind. Every action, no matter how simple, is an opportunity to dive into presence, to appreciate the symphony of our everyday lives. The next task waits patiently, yet, for now, you are here, fully grounded, savoring the precious gift of being as you turn away from the still, shining dishes. Let this moment linger in your heart. The world outside may call with its demands and noise, but know that within you resides a stillness, a sanctuary that can be found in any act of presence. Take this breath with you, filling your being with the warmth of now, and carry it forward. Embrace each moment like a gentle wave, lapping at your feet, reminding you that the beauty of life unfolds in our attentive reaching into its depths. Take a moment to settle into your space. Allow your breath to flow naturally in and out like the gentle waves caressing the shore. Notice the weight of your body against the seat, the texture of the ground beneath your feet, and the delicate dance of any sounds surrounding you. This moment is a gift, soft invitation to sink into the present. In this narrative, let us explore an ordinary experience. It's the kind that often slips through our fingers unnoticed, yet holds the potential to reveal a profound stillness within thee. Day began as any other, the morning sunlight spilling through the window like honey, casting a warm golden hue upon the kitchen tiles. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee lingered in the air, an invitation to awaken gently. As she stood at the sink, hands submerged in warm, soapy water, a sense of calm enveloped her. The simple act of washing dishes became her anchor, drawing her deeper into the heart of the present. The clinking of dishes accompanied the rhythmic motion of her hands. With each plate, each glass, she felt the coolness of porcelain and the slick, foamy texture of the soap. The water glimmered like tiny diamonds as it cascaded over the dishes, tracing a path of clarity, washing away remnants of yesterday's meals. Here in this moment, she focused solely on the task at hand, her mind brushing aside the myriad of thoughts that often cascaded through her day like leaves caught in a whirlwind. As the sponge glided over a stubborn stain, she observed the way the fibers embraced the surface, finding peace in the gentle resistance. It was a dance her hand, the sponge, the dish, all moving together in silent harmony. In this space, there was no hurry, no pressure to be elsewhere or to do something grand. Just the water, the soap, and the mindful presence she cultivated. With each deliberate stroke, the sound of water bubbling quietly filled the room. A soft melody that reminded her of a bubbling brook in a quiet forest. She allowed herself to listen deeply, as if the water had stories to tell. Each note whispered of life, of cycles, of renewal. With every rinse and wipe, the dishes transformed from clutter to clarity, a reflection of the inner landscape she was nurturing within. As she reached for a mug, she paused, taking a moment to appreciate the delicate patterns that adorned its surface, the swirling blues and whites that mirrored the endless sky. She held the mug to her heart, feeling its warmth seep into her palm, imagining the countless cups of tea shared with friends, the quiet mornings spent in solitude, savoring the moment with a book in hand. How many stories had unfolded over this simple vessel? There was a reverence here, a gratitude for the everyday, the ordinary that, when observed deeply, blossomed into something extraordinary. Thoughts may have danced at the edge of her awareness tasks, yet unfinished. Conversations left unsaid, but she gently nudged them aside like drifting leaves. In this sacred space, those thoughts were neither friends nor foes. They were simply clouds passing through the expanse of her mind. She focused on her breath, feeling it rise and fall like the tide, anchoring her to the here and now. A soft smile crept onto her lips as she recalled her son's laughter from the living room. The lightness of his joy washed over her like the sun breaking through a canopy of trees. In that moment, she felt an urge to carry this warmth into their shared space, to infuse the day with presence, but not through grand gestures, rather through the simple act of being there fully, wholeheartedly. Finishing the last dish, she turned off the tap, listening to the final trickle of water as it slid down into silence. She dried her hands on a clean towel, feeling the softness against her skin, a reminder of the tenderness inherent in everyday experiences. Resolved in her small task, she stepped away from the sink, embracing a sense of completion. As she made her way into the living room, she paused at the threshold, allowing her breath to fill her lungs and expand her heart. The warmth of the sun spilled into the room in golden rays, illuminating her son's face as he sat engrossed in his play. His deep concentration was a sacred moment of presence, and she felt the gentle pull to join him, not with purpose, but with openness. "May I sit with you?" asked softly, and he looked up, his eyes widening with joy. "Yes, look, Mom." As he excitedly showcased his Legos, constructing a fantastical world of towering castles and colorful dragons, she settled next to him, allowing herself to be swept into his imagination. She listened to his words, each phrase a thread weaving their connection tighter. The room filled with his laughter, bubbling like the gentle water that had earlier danced beneath her fingertips. In these moments, she discovered the beauty of shared presence, a living testament to the threads that bind us to one another. With each playful banter and each moment of silence, she felt deeply alive, absorbing the details, the sound of tiny bricks clicking together, the light pouring through the window painting a tapestry of playfulness, and the whispers of love held in the air between them. There was balance here, a quietness born of just being, a reminder that the most extraordinary moments often arise from the depths of the ordinary. As the sun continued its slow descent, casting elongated shadows across the room, their shared laughter began to soften into gentle conversations, into the pauses that spoke volumes without words. The world outside melted away. Time was no longer important. It simply wove into the fabric of their togetherness. Eventually, as evening approached and a soft twilight settled in, she felt the peace from washing the dishes blend seamlessly into the warmth surrounding her, a quiet continuity of presence, of love, of existence. As she prepared dinner, the mundane task of chopping vegetables echoed the earlier rhythm of washing a reminder that mindfulness could be refuge in every corner of her life, brought forth by the simple act of attending deeply. And so, as the day began to close, she recognized at these moments the soft laughter of her child, the warmth of familiar dishes. The air filled with the aromas of their shared meal were not just parts of life, but, in fact, life itself. It was a quiet gift wrapped in the brilliance of the mundane, urging her to return to this presence again and again. In the depths of everyday experiences lies a profound tranquility, waiting to be uncovered through the gentle embrace of mindful awareness, if only we choose to see it. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath. Feel the air entering your lungs, cool and refreshing, filling you with the possibility. As you exhale, let go of the thoughts tugging at your mind, the to-do lists and the should-haves. Allow yourself to be present here and now as we explore an ordinary experience that holds a quiet depth. Whether you're weary from the day's demands or find yourself seeking solace, let your attention gently soften into this narrative. As we embark on a journey through simple moments that bloom with awareness. In a modest kitchen, sunlight streamed through the window, casting a warm glow over the countertop where a fine layer of dishes awaited. Each plate, each glass, held the residue of meals shared and laughter exchanged. The gentle sound of water running from the faucet began to fill the room, rhythmic splatter harmonizing with the silent heartbeat of the household. You step forward, the coolness of the tiled floor grounding you, and gather the first dish. In your hands a shallow bowl, its surface still glistening with the remnants of breakfast. As you place it beneath the stream, the water dances like liquid crystals, splashing gently in chorus with its own song. You watch, entranced, as droplets cascade down the curve of the bowl, flowing with purpose and grace, carving tiny rivulets like miniature rivers, navigating rugged terrain with a soft sponge in hand. You begin to scrub, the soothing texture yielding to your touch. Each stroke is deliberate, a whisper of engagement with the present. The scent of soap surrounds you, clean, sharp, refreshing. You close your eyes for a moment, breathing in this fragrant invitation, allowing your mind to drift somewhere peaceful, yet entirely resided in the now. You notice the warmth of the water against your fingertips, contrasting with the cooler air of the kitchen. There's a contrast to the comfort, the heat inviting you deeper into your experience, while the coolness nudges you to stay alert. Swirling foam collects in the bowl, growing like a cloud, fluffy and whimsical, softening the edges of the once hard ceramic. Time seems to suspend itself, folding in on itself as you lose yourself in this uncomplicated act. Thoughts may wisp in and out, like wisps of steam escaping a kettle. You acknowledge each one without judgment. Thank you, but not now. Not theirs. A gentle persistence in returning your focus to the weight of the bowl in your hands. The caress of the sponge moving with you, up and down, side to side. The rhythm of your movements becomes a dance between hand and heart, between the mundane and the extraordinary. As you rinse the bowl, warm water cascades over it, mirroring the sensations of a gentle rain on a hot summer day. You pause, letting yourself feel the weight of this moment, a soft smile crossing your lips as you surrender to the pleasure of being alive. The water tumbles away the remnants of yesterday, and in this you find a quiet release. You are cleansing not only the dish but also the fragments of time that lingered there, dressing within yourself the accumulated residue of thoughts and worries. Next, you reach for a fork, its silver surface reflecting the glow of the afternoon sun. You trace the tines lightly with your finger, savoring the cool metallic sensation. How curious it is that something so ordinary can evoke a sense of connection, not just to the object, but to its maker, the meals prepared, the hands it has touched. Each scrape and swipe against the sponge invokes memories, anchoring you in. this quiet history of nourishment and care. The sink fills with light laughter as you begin to wash a sturdy pan. Its surface resistant but willing. You scrunch the sponge, releasing bubbles that escape like tiny clouds, floating briefly before disappearing. The rush of water becomes a gentle thunderstorm, strumming against the metal as you scrub at the stubborn remnants of yesterday's dinner. With each scrubbing motion, you feel the tension in your shoulders melt away. Water and soap working their magic, not just on the pan, but on you, to a reminder of how cleansing can happen on many levels. You invite yourself to become curious about the sensations racing through your body, the warmth blooming in your chest, the gentle breath washing through you as you slow your rhythm. It's all there, your heartbeat, the sound of water, the embrace of air on your skin. Here you are, more than a person doing the dishes. You are a vessel of presence, returning again and again to the tender anchor of this moment. As the last dish finds its place in the drying rack, you pause, taking a moment to appreciate the simple task you've completed. Each dish is not merely washed, but is a reflection of life itself, filled and emptied, nourished and cared for, washed, clean, and put away. It is a cycle that mirrors the breath, an endless ebb and flow, a gentle reminder of the impermanence that threads through all things. In this stillness, your mind wanders less. Instead, it is cradled on a soft cloud of acceptance. You are the observer and the participant, appreciating every nuance of this act that many might rush through. There is profound wisdom in this ordinary act of mindfulness, how the simple can become sacred when bathed in presence. It opens the door to noticing the flutter of a bird outside the window, the rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze, the faint aroma of lunch wafting in from the stove. And here, in this kitchen, where daylight creates shadows and light intertwines, every noise is a melody, every movement a yoga of being. The world exists in perfect synchronization, spinning softly like the most delicate thread, and you are woven into its fabric, bright and vibrant. As you stand beside the drying rack, you notice your breath once more, like the water you've been compelled to embrace. It flows gently, effortlessly, in and out, a soft reminder that life itself often lies in the minutiae of the pause between breaths, the stillness before the dawn, the silence that swells before the next word is spoken. In this ordinary act of washing dishes, you found not just a task, but a refuge of stillness. Each moment holds the potential for awareness, if only we approach it with a heart open to seeing. As you step away from the sink, stake this sense of calm with your mind yourself that peace is not a distant endeavor, but a dance you can engage with throughout your day. You are present, and in being so, you are whole. Embrace this feeling as you continue on, breathing in the quiet joy of now, allowing it to flow with you wherever life may lead. In this moment, let your breath settle like the gentle ripples upon a still pond. As you inhale, feel the cool air enter your body, filling your lungs and expanding your chest. It's fragrant with the sense of the earth, fresh and alive. Exhale slowly, releasing all that it carries, letting go of any whispers of the past or anticipations of the future, to allow your body to find its natural rhythm, where each breath becomes a wave softly washing onto the shore of awareness. Here, in the sacred pause between breaths, let the world around you fade, inviting the invitation of presence to take hold. It is early morning. The sun is just beginning to stretch its golden limbs across the sky. Outside your window, small birds greet the dawn with their joyful trills, a melody punctuated by the distant rustle of leaves stirred by a gentle breeze. The air feels crisp and alive. Each breath feels like sipping cool mountain spring water. With the warmth of sleep still lingering in your bones, you rise. You move into the kitchen, a familiar realm of morning rituals. The sink is filled with yesterday's dishes, remnants of meals shared, and laughter echoed. With a soft sigh, you draw near, the coolness of the porcelain plates inviting you into their moment. As you turn on the faucet, you witness the water spilling forth, crystalline, droplets dancing in the light, each one a tiny universe. You can hear the gentle rush of water as it meets the metal of the sink, creating a soft, gurgling song, a lullaby of sustenance. This is a moment, a quiet heartbeat resonating with the symphony of life, your life. You let the warm water flow over your hands, the sensation rich and comforting, like the embrace of an old friend. The water begins to envelop your fingers, a tactile whisper, and in this simplicity, you allow your thoughts to drift away, unburdened. As you reach for the first plate, you notice the remnants of yesterday's dinner, a trace of sauce, scattering of herbs, the faint scent of spices lingering in the air. You lift it gently and hold it in front of you. In this moment, you are not just washing a dish. You are honoring the experience that this plate witnessed, the conversations held, the laughter shared, the warmth embedded within its presence. With the dish soap bubbling in your palm, you begin to scrub, the act becoming a dance between your hands and the plate. The gentle friction creates a sound, a soft swish as you move with intention. Each stroke is mindful, a meditation upon the surface as you watch the stains release and flow away. It's the water carrying them into the drain, a subtle reminder of impermanence as your hands continue the movement. The warmth of the water seeps into your skin, drawing you deeper into this moment. You feel the small muscles in your fingers easing, relaxing into the rhythm of the task, and how easy it is to allow the mind to wander. But here, you return with each breath, your awareness unfurling like the petals of a morning flower. Time becomes elastic, and you lose yourself in the symphony of sounds, the gentle splash of water, the shifting of your feet against a cool tile, the echo of a world waking outside. There is a quiet depth here, an intimacy growing between you and these simple objects around you, reminder that in stillness, in presence, everything is connected. With each plate that you cleanse, a freedom washes over you. Letting go of unnecessary thoughts. The memories of yesterday linger, yet they do not cling. You are learning to release them, just as the water releases the remnants of food, of practice in forgiveness, in acceptance, in the now. As the final plate emerges from the fog of sudsha, delicate bowl decorated with tiny blue flowers, you pause for a moment to admire it. So fragile, yet so loved, it reflects the light in a way that draws your gaze deeper into its beauty. It is a vessel of memories, cradling meals shared and warmth felt. You place it gently on the drying rack, its surface glistening, embodying the grace of simplicity. Finished now, you take a step back and breathe, filling your lungs with the clarity of the moment. The sink is now clear, a clean slate that holds only the echoes of your presence. And with a gentle smile, you acknowledge the flow of your experience. How the act of washing dishes has transformed into a quiet, meditative journey. And as you dry your hands on a soft towel, each gentle pat, absorbing the moisture, you feel a subtle shift within. You have touched sacred, not in the midst of some grand event, but in the everyday, the tools of your kitchen, transformed into the very essence of your practice, a reminder of the beauty that lies within the mundane. Breaking the silence, you allow yourself to turn towards the window once more. The chorus of birds has grown, a joyful symphony weaving through the stillness of your heart. You take a moment to gaze out. The world is alive, the sky unfolding with hues of soft pink and warm amber, the sun painting the horizon with possibility. Here, you are, in this very moment, fully present, wholly alive, a witness to the extraordinary nature of your ordinary life. In this gentle exploration of presence, you come to realize that each moment, no matter how small, carries within it the richness of experience, an invitation to become aware, to be simple and still. As you turn away from the kitchen, carrying the peace of this mindfulness with you, remember that just as the water flows, so too does life. Every dish you wash, every breath you take, is a part of the intimate dance of your existence. Embrace it, feel it. Let it nourish you as you journey onward. In this moment, take a deep breath, allowing the air to fill your lungs like a gentle morning breeze. Close your eyes if you wish, and feel the weight of your body against the ground beneath you, anchoring you in this present moment. Notice the sounds around you, the soft rustling of leaves, the distant murmur of voices, the ticking of a clock that marks time not in urgency, but in gentle rhythm. Invite your thoughts to settle like leaves drifting in a calm pond as you open your heart to the simple beauty of now. In a small, sunlit kitchen, the day unfurls softly like the petals of a blooming flower. The dishes from breakfast lie scattered across the counter, remnants of a hearty meal, half-eaten piece of toast, a mug with the faint scent of coffee, and a plate smeared with butter. Here, amidst the hum of the refrigerator and the glow of morning light, a woman named Eliza stands, ready to embrace the ordinary with the spirit of presence. As she runs the warm water, vapor ribbons curling toward the ceiling, she feels the heat envelop her hands, a soft caress that invites her to linger. The water pools in the sink, reflecting beams of light that dance like tiny stars in a universe of warmth. She dips her fingers into the liquid, feeling its soothing embrace, closes her eyes for a moment, allowing her mind to soften. With each dish she picks up, Eliza embodies the rhythm of washing. The smooth surface of the plate slips between her fingers, its coolness yielding to the warmth of water. She immerses the dish, watching the cascading bubbles gather and swirl before releasing them into the sink. Each bubble carries away remnants of the pasta, small world of yesterday's worries and unspoken words. As she scrubs with the gentle cloth, she focuses on the sensation of the fibers gliding over the ceramic, the rhythmic sound of the cloth against the plate. A soft whisper echoes in the space, creating a sanctuary of sound. It is a simple song, each note resonating with the promise of now. She notices how the tactile sensation of the cloth, with its faint texture, becomes a mantra of presence. Thoughts drift through her mind like clouds across a blue sky. She watches them come and go without engaging too deeply, recognizing that they are simply passing. What's for dinner? Did I send that email? Tomorrow's meeting. They flit in and out, yet she returns her focus to the dish. In her hands, the water glistens, feels alive, as though it is breathing with her, in sync. Bubbles burst and pop, their laughter light and airy, as the warmth of the water continues to soften the edges of her day. She releases her breath in, a slow exhale, inviting clarity. And in that moment, she hears the world outside her window, a breeze lightly rustling the branches of the oak tree, the distant chirping of birds, a child's laughter playing tag with the wind. They are all part of this moment, weaving into the fabric of her mindfulness. Eliza turns the faucet off. The water pooled and still, and she gazes out the window while waiting for the plates to dry. The light filters through the glass, illuminating tiny dust particles that dance like fairies in the sunbeams. She feels an ache of gratitude in her heart, a connection to the world around her. Being present here now feels like a gentle embrace. With each clean dish she places in the drying rack, she acknowledges their stories, the meals shared, the laughter around the table, the moments of silence filled with love. It dawns on her that this mundane action holds layers of meaning. Each dish is a chapter, each meal a memory, imbued with warmth and care. As she finishes the last plate, she wipes her hands on a cloth, the fabric catching the remnants of water, and she takes a moment to breathe deeply. The exhilaration of completing this small task bubbles within her, filling her with a sense of accomplishment that transcends the chore itself. There is a quiet joy of fulfillment in being fully myself. Right here, in this simple act, Liza steps away from the sink, letting the warmth of the kitchen surround her a cocoon of comfort. She breathes in, filling her lungs with the mingled aromas of fresh dishes and morning light. In the silence that follows, she feels a deep sense of connection to everything: the sounds outside, the warmth inside, and the essence of her being. She is both present and connected, a single thread in the wider tapestry of life. As she moves toward the living area, she can hear her own footsteps, soft padding on the wooden floors, a reminder of her own rhythms. She pauses at the doorway, looking at the sun-drenched room, a medley of shadows and light playing on the walls. In that moment, she feels entirely alive, a witness to the beauty of existence. Here, in this ordinary space, ordinary moments arise and recede like the ebb and flow of the tides. And she knows, without knowing how, she knows that this is enough. She allows a smile to blossom on her face, keys, deeply aware of her heart's simple desires and her attention to life's fleeting moments. And then, as if pulled by an unseen force, she walks over to the couch, where a cushion invites her to pause. A gentle sigh escapes her lips as she sinks into the embrace of the fabric, feeling the weight of her body settle into the soft contours. She closes her eyes once more, welcoming the tranquility that wraps around her like a beloved blanket. In this moment, the world outside continues its dance cars on the road, leaves rustling, the sun climbing higher into the sky. But inside, it is calm, still. The essence of washing dishes, so simple, so profound, reminds her that life unfolds in tiny movements, in sensations, in breaths. She notices how, suddenly, everything feels intertwined: the kitchen, the sun, the whispers of nature, and her breath, all coalescing into a beautiful moment where she exists fully. There are no needs beyond what is here, the very act of being enough. It is all one fluid experience, a continuous thread of life's linger woven through time, spun from love. Eliza opens her eyes, taking one last deep breath, feeling the aliveness within her as she prepares to rise and re-engage with the day. In this pause, she holds within her the lessons of the morning, a gentle reminder that mindfulness is not confined to grand practices, but is woven into the fabric of our everyday lives. And as she steps forward, she carries with her the whisper of stillness, knowing that peace dwells wherever she chooses to be present. In the gentle hush of dawn, as the world takes its first sip of light, a delicate stillness hangs in the air, inviting you to pause. There is a vastness in this moment, an expansiveness that cradles the ordinary. Soft whispers of nature beckon you to breathe deeply, to feel the rhythm of your own heartbeat syncing with the soft stirrings of the morning. Let each inhale fill you with warmth and possibility, as each exhale releases the weight of yesterday's worries. Welcome this flow of life as you invite calm and awareness into the sacred space of now, in the embrace of a quiet kitchen. Sunlight spills tenderly through the window, dancing in playful patterns upon the cool tiled floor. The day is still new, wrapped in the tranquility of its unfolding. You stand before the sink, its porcelain basin cradling yesterday's remnants, plate with the last smudge of tomato sauce, a cup with the ghost of morning coffee. The echoes of the night have dissipated, and all that remains is this moment. A cocoon of possibility. You turn on the tap, listening as the water begins its gentle cascade, a soothing symphony that fills the silence of your thoughts. The sound of droplets, rhythmic and persistent, transports you to the heart of this everyday ritual. As the water runs over your hands, The sensation cools your skin, awakening your senses. You can feel the smoothness of the plate, the slight curve of the bowl beneath your fingers, and the sprinkling bubbles from the soap that bloom like tiny flowers in the palm of your hand. You take a moment to simply be, to let the water flow, to notice each detail, each nuance. The warmth of the steam mingles with the crispness of the morning air, forming an invisible tapestry around you. You dip the sponge into the bubbles, watching the frothy waves rise as you press down gently. As you begin to wash the dishes, you lose yourself in the simplicity of the task. Each motion is slow and deliberate, an exercise in letting go of the complex chatter of the day ahead. You watch how the soap swirls, glistening with promise, catching the light as it dances like liquid pearls. There's a rhythm here, a heartbeat, in the ebb and flow of suds. With each dish you wash, you release not just the remnants of meals past, but the burdens of rushing and striving. The smell of lemon-scented soap fills your nostrils, fresh and invigorating, wakening something deep within that has been waiting for this acknowledgement of presence. As your hands move, thoughts drift in and out, like clouds passing across a blue sky. You don't chase them away, but allow them to pass freely. Bills to pay, court meetings to prepare for, relationships to nurture. Each thought receives your attention without judgment, and, in turn, you gently return to the task at hand. Warm water against your skin, the slickness of the sponge, the soft clink of dishes against one another as they are scrubbed, cling. Here, in the simplicity of washing, a deeper awareness begins to unfold. You notice how your breath deepens, mirroring the flow of water. Inhale and exhale. Each cycle grounds you, like roots sinking into the nourishing earth. You remember that this moment, this very act, is enough. There is no need to leap ahead, no need to rush. Everything speaks to you, each plate, each cup, each piece of silverware. As you move through the routine, you find your mind becoming quieter, the clamor of thoughts gradually replaced by a blanket of stillness. You breathe in the scent of home, the combination of water, soap, and the faintest hint of yesterday's spices. Each inhale filling you with a sense of belonging. In the embrace of this ordinary act, you discover the extraordinary nestling within it. The last dish sparkles in the light as it meets its place on the drying rack, glistening like a memory captured in a moment of clarity. You pause, allowing a soft smile to bloom, appreciating the quiet satisfaction that arises from the completion of this simple task. Your hands, now slightly pruned, are witnesses to the journey you've just experienced, an invitation to presence wrapped in the ordinary fabric of life. As you dry your hands on the dish towel, you feel the soft fibers against your skin, an anchor in the present moment. You take a moment to look out the window, where the world is awakening fully. Now birds flittering about, a breeze rustling the leaves, the distant sound of laughter rising from a neighbor's garden. Each sound invites you deeper into the richness of the present. Here, in this slice of time, you recognize the beauty of being fully alive. The morning is not just a prelude to a busy day, bustling with duties and tasks, but a sacred space to inhabit, one where you can connect deeply with yourself and the world around you. In this awareness, there is an understanding that each moment, no matter how ordinary, has the potential to bring you home to yourself. And as you stand in the kitchen, bathed in this quiet grace, you understand that you can carry this presence with you beyond the dishes. Each mundane chore, each fleeting moment, is a portal to mindfulness, a doorway to stillness. It is the simple act of being here right now that weaves the fabric of your life with awareness and compassion. With this realization, you step into the world, heart open, grounded in the stillness of this beautiful morning. In the gentle quiet of your home, let a breath settle softly into your belly, as if cradling a small bird. The day unfolds like a tender leaf, glistening with the dew of possibility. As you let go of the busyness of yesterday and the worries of tomorrow. Invite yourself into this moment, this heartbeat in time. Feel the air wrap around you, a soft embrace that whispers, "You are here." There is nowhere else to be, and in this space, everything is just as it should be. The sun draped itself lazily across the kitchen counter, casting golden hues onto the worn wooden surface. A kettle hummed softly on the stove, a quiet conversation of steam and warmth. The air was infused with a lingering scent of morning coffee, rich and inviting, wrapping around like a favorite blanket on a cool day. You stand before the sink, the dishes waiting patiently in a gentle curve, a small mountain of porcelain and glass, of silver and stainless steel. Each piece, a memory, a bowl filled with laughter, a plate where love had been served, a cup that cradled warmth as stories were shared. There is a delicate balance between the ordinary and the profound, and in this moment, you allow yourself to notice as you pick up the first dish. Cool and smooth in your hands, the water runs a cascade of clarity over the surface. You turn the faucet and the sound envelops you, a rhythmic flow that resonates with the heartbeat of the world outside. In the quiet of your home, everything else fades, becoming a soft hum somewhere in the distance. You immerse the plate in warm, soapy water, bubbles rising, creating a mini universe of their own, shimmering and dancing in the light. Each touch causes ripples, small but meaningful. The sensation of the water is a balm, caressing your fingers, an invitation to feel fully alive. You notice the warmth traveling from your fingertips up your arms, a gentle reminder of the life coursing through you as you scrub the surface. The grit slips away, leaving behind a shining path, a metaphor for the worries that linger in your thoughts. Each circular motion draws your focus deeper, leading you further into the moment. Water splashes lightly, a playful dance against the porcelain, and you chuckle softly, the sound breaking the silence. A tiny integration of joy into the mundane. Thoughts arise, schedules, tasks, questions of the day like clouds passing in the vast sky of your mind. You observe them, noticing their shapes and colors without judgment. They float by, a steady stream that cannot distract you from the warmth of your hands, the gentle strength of your body as it bends and sways. You allow the thoughts to pass, acknowledging them like visitors, yet inviting them not to settle too long. Each dish, each utensil, is a striking reminder of connection to the people you share meals with, to the moments gathered around a table. The glass glimmers, catching the sunlight, its transparency reflecting back the world around you. You reach for a fork, its cool, metallic surface grounding you, linking you to the present. You marvel at how something as simple as a fork can carry with it the weight of every meal, every shared laugh, every struggle resolved over a simple meal. As you soak the utensils, as the water bubbles around your hands, lively and effervescent, you begin to feel the rhythm of your breath, deep and even. In this steady flow, you find a mirror for your own internal landscape. With each inhale, you gather more awareness, and with each exhale, you release what does not belong in this moment. Time feels different here, stretched like dough, kneaded with intention, each second expanding, filling space with stillness. Plates tumble into the drying rack. Barely, you hear the subtle clinks and clangs, a quiet orchestra performing just for you. The harmony serves as a reminder of the beauty in the mundane, the art that lies in the everyday. Somewhere outside, a bird chirps, a celebratory note that lifts the air, inviting you to join in the symphony of now. You pause, listening to its song, a reminder of the vibrant life that surrounds you. The sun journeys across the sky overhead, tracing paths of light that dance along the walls, changing the canvas of your kitchen. With every minute, you resume your task. Eyes soft and focused, allowing laughter and love to fill your heart as you care for each item, cherishing what they represent. In this bright space, you are a caretaker, not just of dishes, but of moments filled with compassion and warmth. And as your hands continue their work, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Wiping the last dish, you feel a flicker of satisfaction, a warmth that spirals outward into your being. You let the water drain from the sink, watching it swirl and slide away, taking with it the remnants of the task. You breathe in the fragrance of soap, mingling with the earthy aroma of drying dishes, and hear the gradual quiet settle upon your shoulders, offering a lightness that feels liberating. As you dry your hands on a soft towel, the texture envelops you in its familiar embrace, and your heart swells at the simplicity of this moment. You stand there, present and fully embraced by the richness of now. Everything you've done, every sound, every feeling has come together in this untouched instant of tapestry of life woven from the threads of being. Slowly, you step back from the sink, and as the sun continues to dip lower in the sky, you feel a sense of completion, not just with the dishes, but with the experience of being. You are reminded that within the ordinary lies the extraordinary, and the present moment is both a refuge and a canvas. This stillness, this peace, remains within you, a gentle reminder that no matter where you go, you can always return to the warmth of your breath, to the ebb and flow of life's gentle rhythm. As you settle into this moment, allow yourself to breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with the gentle ease of the present. Feel the air enter your body, cool and refreshing, as you let go of anything that lingers from the past or worries that creep into the future. Let your shoulders soften and bring your attention to the sensations of this moment, what it feels like to simply be here and now. Close your eyes if you wish, or simply lower your gaze, letting the world blur around the edges as you anchor your awareness to the breath with a soft, welcoming embrace. In this space, all that is required of you is to listen, to feel, to experience. On a cool spring morning, the sun rises gently, spilling its golden warmth across the kitchen counter, where the day's first light dances with the shadows of the night. A light breeze wafts through the open window, carrying the earthy scent of damp soil and budding flowers just outside. The hum of a distant lawnmower vibrates through the air, a reminder of the world awakening. Yet here, in this quiet kitchen, time takes on a different texture, slower and softer. You stand at the sink, a gentle stream of water cascading into the basin, the sound like a whisper of secrets shared only with the morning. You run your hands under the cool flow, feeling its crystalline touch cleanse and renew. The dishes await, remnants of yesterday's meals, their surfaces glistening with the promise of renewal. As you reach for the first plate, a simple white ceramic piece, you hold it in your hand, noticing its weight, its warmth, the faint remnants of the meal it held. As you plunge the plate into the bubbling water, the soapy suds rise like gentle clouds. The warm water envelops your skin, and you draw your attention to the sensation, the contrast of warmth and coolness, the tickling of the bubbles against your palms. Each movement feels deliberate. The way your fingers glide across the surface, the swish and swirl of the cloth as it meets the dish, sounds reminiscent of laughter shared across a table laden with food and stories. As you wash, your mind dances between thoughts of fleeting worry about the day ahead, a soft memory of laughter shared last night, the lingering taste of a favorite moment. And then, gently, like a feather falling from the sky, you bring your focus back to the task at hand, allowing each thought to float by unanchored, watching like clouds drifting across a vast blue sky. You lift the plate from the water, its surface, glistening droplets clinging to its edges like tiny jewels. You hold it up to the light, watching how it refracts and bends, how the world beyond the glass shifts, creating an abstract painting of soft colors and shapes. In this moment, the simple act of washing dishes becomes a meditation, a series of sensations and thoughts intertwined, both ephemeral and profound. Next comes the fork, cold and sturdy in your hand. As you scrub, you notice each groove and curve, the history embedded in its metallic surface. Perhaps countless meals shared across dining tables filled with conversation and connection. As your fingers work diligently, yet lovingly, consider this: what stories could this fork tell? The laughter of children, the kind words of a friend, perhaps a moment of solitude enjoyed over breakfast. Each vessel, whether it be a plate, a fork, a cup, carries with it echoes of life. Memories that aren't just residual, but present in the texture of what you hold. You rinse the fork under the cascading water, letting the current wash away the soap, the tiny bubbles slipping away like time itself. Water brings clarity, not just to the utensils, but also to your heart, washing over it gently, removing the clutter of distractions, as if saying, "Be here now, with me." As you continue soulfully through the dishes, the rhythm becomes a dance, a soft cadence of life unfolding. The clink of porcelain and the soft splash of water write a silent symphony, each note inviting you deeper into the moment. The sun rises higher, casting a flicker of light on your hands, and you feel a warmth growing not just from the sunlight, but from the presence of your attention. Fully immersed in the texture of now, you turn your attention to the glasses, clear, fragile, awaiting their turn for care. You lift one, its transparency revealing the world beyond smudges of your reflection, the outlines of plants swaying gently in the wind. In this moment, you observe your own gaze looking back, a reminder that you too are part of the universe's tapestry, woven within a myriad of moments, each one valuable and fleeting. As you scrub and rinse, you catch yourself lost in the small details, how the light refracts through the liquid. It's the gentle rhythm of your hands, the warmth of the water slipping over your fingers. Time stretches and contracts like a breath inhaled and exhaled, and with each movement, you find yourself embracing a quiet appreciation for the simplicity of this task. The dishes become not burdens, but bridges to understanding, portals to the here and now. Suddenly, the last cup dried and placed upon the rack, a soft stillness envelops the kitchen. The world outside continues its dance, but here, in this moment, you stand in the heart of your own presence. You take a breath, feeling the expansion of your chest, the rise and fall mirroring the gentle rhythm of the world. In this simple act of washing, there is a profound awareness that bubbles up within you, a realization that every moment carries its weight, its meaning, its beauty. In this stillness, you understand something intangible, yet essential. It is not merely about the act itself, but the spaciousness that arises when you immerse yourself completely in the rhythm of life. Every task, no matter how mundane, holds its treasure, waiting patiently to be uncovered. As you step back from the sink and gaze upon the array of clean dishes, each glistening in the light, you feel a soft satisfaction settling within. These objects, once covered in remnants of yesterday, now shine brightly, ready for the next meal, the next gathering, the next moment of laughter. This simple act has brought you a sense of clear presence, a reminder that peace can be found in the ordinary, in each breath, in each movement. Carry this awareness with you as you step forward into your day, knowing that you can return to the stillness of water whenever you need, where the simplest gestures can open the door to profound moments of clarity and presence. In the quietude of this moment, take a gentle breath. Close your eyes if you feel inclined, and let the air enter your being, cool and refreshing. Imagine the sensation of each inhale filling your lungs, the gentle rise of your chest, the soft embrace of your breath expanding through you. Allow the exhale to slide from your lips like a whisper, releasing the weight of your thoughts, your worries, each breath a soft wave in the ocean of your existence. To settle into this practice of presence, bring your awareness to the surface of now, to the delicate interplay of sounds and sensations that weave the fabric of today. Let these words guide you into a stillness where time feels gentle, like the slow trickle of a stream, inviting you to explore the world through the beauty of mindfulness. It was a morning like no other. The dawn stretching itself awake, casting shades of soft lavender and peach across the sky. In a small kitchen, a kettle sang a quiet tune, its steam curling upward like a dancer in the early light. The sun dipped its golden fingers through the window and painted the countertops in warm hues. There, at the sink, stood Emma, poised with dish soap and a sponge, ready to engage in her morning ritual of washing. The water poured from the tap in a steady stream, creating ripples that glinted like tiny diamonds in the sun's embrace. As Emma submerged her hands into the warm water, she felt the gentle caress of the liquid embrace her fingers. It enveloped her, like returning to a familiar hug. She took a moment to simply be there, in that soft warmth, allowing each sensation to wash over her, dissolving the remnants of sleep. With each dish she lifted from the drying rack, she inhaled the faint scent of lemon and soap, its invigorating aroma mingling with the lingering trace of coffee from the morning brew. The fragile dishes, plated cups, and utensils held stories of meals shared, laughter lingering in the air like a note of melody. She could almost hear those echoes of joy and connection as her hands moved, gathering the plates with care. As Emma placed a plate under the stream of water, filling it with light, she noticed the bubbles rising like small stars, floating effortlessly in the current of each scrubbing stroke. The rhythm of the sponge against the ceramic was a heartbeat, steady, comforting. It felt as though each sweep was not just cleaning, but also releasing, letting go of the night's remnants. The duty of care transforming into an intimate dialogue between the dish and her dot. Emma became aware of the sounds around her. The water splashed gently against the porcelain, the hum of distant traffic, the occasional call of a bird outside, harmonizing with the symphony of her morning. She became a part of this orchestrated sounds, a note, each gesture, a movement, in a dance where time slowed, creating a cocoon of serenity. Time faded. Within that stillness, thoughts began to unravel gently. She observed them like clouds drifting in a vast blue sky, fleeting but present. Each a whisper of what was, what could be, but neither demanding her attention nor overwhelming her. Emma accepted them without judgment, simply witnessing their passage. It was liberating to realize that she did not have to grasp at these thoughts. They could float, and she could be here, washing. As she moved through her task, her fingers began to feel the intricate details of each dish. Ridges on a hand-thrown mug, the smooth curve of a wine glass, the delicate edges of a bowl. Each piece spoke to her of the life they had touched. Her heart swelled with gratitude for the simple gifts of living, each meal shared, each hand grasped, each moment savored. There was a rhythm to her actions now, a gentle momentum that urged her deeper into the experience. She began to notice the gentle play of light on the water, the way it flickered and danced, inviting her to surrender further into the present. The cascading water created a soothing soundtrack, washing away the louder notes of the outside world, bringing her focus inward, into the depths of this daily ritual. Emma's breath fell into sync with the movement of the sponge against the dishes, a blend of intention and surrender. Each moment became an invitation to discover something new within the ordinary. A forgotten thought about future obligations slipped out of her mind like a cloud dissolving in sunlight, making room for the bright awareness of now. As she finished with the last dish's sturdy glass that sparkled in the sunlight, she noticed how the simple act of cleaning had transformed into something sacred. The clinking of the glass as she placed it alongside the others resonated in her heart, a note of completion. The task was done, yes, but more than that, an innate calm enveloped her. A soft reservoir of peace that whispered of connection to the world around her. With her hands still dripping, she turned off the tap, the finality of the gesture carrying a quiet weight. The water ceased its journey. The silence that followed was rich and full, echoing the full circle of the moment. Emma stood for a moment longer, simply being, appreciating the warmth of the sun on her skin and the gentle thrum of existence surrounding her. Each breath a reminder to embrace the now in the stillness. She gazed out the window, where the world moved as it always did, but she felt no rush to join it. The flowers danced lightly in the breeze, their colors vibrant against the backdrop of deep green. The gentle sway mirrored the rhythm she had discovered within herself. Life's each sip of coffee, each bite of food, each whispered laugh was now unveiled an opportunity to be present. To dive into the depth of experience. As Emma stepped back from the sink, she carried within her the warmth of that simple act. Reminder that even in our busiest moments, there lies a sanctuary in the mundane, where mindfulness can flourish. With each dish, she had crafted a tapestry of the now, a serene space that held the beauty of being awake, a gentle invitation to step into the ongoing flow of life. And as she moved through her day, she remembered that presence, like the stillness of water, could always be found waiting patiently beneath the surface.